The following sports broadcast is an exclusive presentation of News Talk 1580 KGAL. Lebanon Warriors basketball is on the air. Today's game is brought to you by Economy Supply Building Center, Mama's Fine Italian, City and Suburban Electric, Lassen RV, Doug Phillips of Edward Jones, Power Honda, Stavros Auto Services, Ixtapa Mexican Restaurant, Linco Federal Credit Union, Burgerville, Crabtree Automotive, Walmart, H&R Block, Lynn Lanes, Willamette Community Bank, Leschwab Tires of Lebanon, Beans Kitchen, Like New Appliance, Lynn Benton Tractor, Wilson Motors, and by Canega Tire Factory. Now get ready for Warriors basketball with all the action. Here are Radio Ray and Scott Landgren live on 1580 KGAL.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to high school tonight. The final game of a four-game homestand for the Lebanon Warriors. And not only that, the final home game of the year. As the Warriors are home tonight to the South Albany Rebels, it is their last game of this four-game homestand, and we hope it will be the first game that they will win tonight as they play the Rebels. The Rebels won the first meeting against the Warriors as they ran up and down the court, took a lead early, 19-10 after one period, 43-26 at the half, 66-41 after three, and finally won that game 86-60 as they actually won each of the quarters that night against Lebanon. It is a team that likes to run, as a team that we often see some high point totals, and that was the case. 86 that evening was the highest we've seen in a game so far this year. Tonight, don't know what's going to happen. We are energized by the fact that South lost their last game to Corvallis by an unbelievable 90-49.
Wow.
I'm Radio Ray. That's Scott Landgren. And Scott,
that's not something you ever want to publicize. That you know 90-49. That just doesn't even sound like a good night.
It would sound like a Silverton game against somebody in the league.
Yeah.
The 51 points that West beat us by, for example, that's understandable. West and Silverton can really go off.
Right.
But not Corvallis.
No, I mean, if you look, the Warriors played two pretty good games against Corvallis, and the second one here last week, the Warriors really could have had a chance to win if they did a couple things better, but they held them to what, 50-something points?
I mean, I think that was the total when it was over, but the Warriors were only in the 30s.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not a team you would expect to go off on somebody like you said, like the Silvertons and the West Albanys, who have lots of talent on their teams.
Because they don't run the ball like South does. It's not that they have a run-and-gun game in which maybe there's a lot of points because a lot of turnovers by the opposition.
Yeah.
They don't have great shooters right now, nobody that could really seemingly have that kind of firepower in an evening. So when I saw that score, I thought something had to happen. You had to have some reason why South only scored 49 points, because that's most unusual for them.
Right.
And then on the other side, the 90 points is crazy for Corvallis. There had to be a reason. I saw one of the players in the corridor tonight, and he's the only one to whom I spoke. But he had to be a varsity player because he was out in the corridor wearing a South shirt during the junior varsity and freshman games, so he was obviously going to play down here tonight. And I asked, did something happen the other evening at the Corvallis game? Was there a reason why Corvallis scored so many points? And he said, what? And I said, is there a reason? I'm going to broadcast the game tonight. I'm wondering how Corvallis won by so many points. Was there somebody missing that night? And his girlfriend who was with him gave me kind of a crazy look, and she said, what? And I said, I'm trying to figure out why Corvallis won by that many points. Is there a reason? Was somebody missing? He said, no. So I'm assuming that he looked like a player out there in the way that he was dressed. And he said, no, there was no reason for it. I would think that either he was not a player or he's not telling the truth. I can't believe that Corvallis won 90-49 over South without something being basketball mashugna.
Well, you know, I would agree. We've seen both these teams, and Corvallis just doesn't seem like the team that would do that to somebody unless something was wrong. But, you know, I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't at the game, so I can't say.
But the reason we discussed that at length, it seems before every game we're always looking for something about which to be optimistic. The Warriors come in with a record of 1-10 in conference, although we know they actually won another game against Woodburn but had to forfeit that game for reasons lengthy that we'll not go into again. and they are 4-16 on the season. South is not that much better at 6-15, but they have won 3 games in the league at 3-8. So we're always looking for something that is optimistic about why the game might go to the Warriors, or why at least it's going to be a well-contested game. That's the reason, is that they got blown out the other night by Corvallis.
Yes.
But it all depends on what the circumstances were. But that was a shocking defeat that West or South suffered. We hope maybe that means that somehow they're off the basketball beam, and as a result, we will have a good contest tonight. The junior varsity game went right down to the wire. Skylar Garber hit a couple of free throws with 5 seconds on the clock. 5 seconds left. Skylar Garber, who earlier had hit 1 of 2, hit 2 in a row to make it a 48-47 win, and the place here really went bananas tonight. We're hoping for the same kind of contest between the 2 varsity teams. They're on the floor warming up as we take our first time out this evening. The Rebels, usually the running Rebels, and the Warriors tonight on KGAL.
Making life easier and more productive, that's what Lynn Benton Tractor can do for you. And it all begins by discovering how the full line of Kubota equipment can help.
Lynn Benton Tractor, we're still doing business the American way.
Highway 99E Tangent.
Taking a detour down a gravel road isn't fun for you or your tires. Luckily at Les Schwab, along with great prices, all of our car or pickup tires come with the kind of protection most other places don't give you, like free flat repairs and more. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Albany Burgerville is now featuring the Ham Havarti Sandwich, all natural Diamond Ranch ham layered with melted Havarti cheese on a toasted hoagie roll and the chocolate hazelnut milkshake. Pick up an Albany Burgerville rewards card now. Cash for every dollar spent. Albany Burgerville, fresh, local, sustainable.
Willamette Community Bank is proud to support local high school sports, music, and scholastic programs. Hi, this is Kevin Thomas, Vice President with Willamette Community Bank. Be part of the team and get behind our schools and our future leaders, serving you with branches in Albany and Lebanon.
Willamette Community Bank, service like no other, we promise. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
1580 KGAL.
Back here at Lebanon High School, the junior varsity game went long tonight because that 4th quarter was a real battle between the 2 teams. The Warriors at one point were up by 5, then they were down by a couple. They hit a free throw to get within 1. It wound up in a 1-point lead for South with those 5 seconds remaining as Skylar Garber was fouled and hit the 2 shots to win the game. But with multiple timeouts and fouls near the end of the game really took a long period for that 4th quarter, which is why we will start a little bit late tonight, probably not till after 7:30. The first game that we saw over at South was not quite what we had seen in previous years. The Rebels did not run as much as we've seen. It was up and down the court and very fast, but at times they played that style of basketball. And it is a team that likes to substitute very freely, which causes a great deal of problems for the announcers, if not for the opposition. I've often likened their style of play to a hockey team that comes over the boards when they change the lines, and you've got the whole team.
Yeah, everybody
goes skating off.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll call a timeout and they'll go 5 for 5. They'll send 5 substitutes for the 5 who are on the floor, and they like to run and like to wear down the opposition. They did against Lebanon that night, but Lebanon had another off night in that they did not have a good offensive night. They couldn't score in the first few quarters. South hit a couple of shots early to take the lead, and they just pulled away from Lebanon. They have done that on several occasions. South has been leading this series. They have really played well in recent years. However, last year, while South won 100-82 on their home court, they lost here at Lebanon 84-78.
That's right.
So while they dominated running in the first game with their victory 86-60, we hope for the same turnaround on the home court tonight for Lebanon.
Yeah, and you know, the biggest thing, Lebanon's really struggled the past, 4 or 5 games, is just getting the ball in the hoop. They just haven't been able to score enough points. They're going to have to score and score a lot tonight, but I think they can because, like you said, South likes to run, and I really think Lebanon likes to do that too. It can get very ugly at times, a lot of turnovers, a lot of fouls, but I think the Warriors play better when they play a little more up-tempo. They get better looks at the basket, get some layups, easy shots, stuff like that. So, the Warriors are going to have to score, but I think this is a team that can do it against tonight.
Only in one game, and that was the game against Crescent Valley, did the Warriors have success from the outside in three-point territory when they made 9 3-pointers.
Yeah.
They did not make many, if any, that night at South, and South made several. They like to shoot the three-point shot. If they're open, they don't hesitate. They shoot immediately. There's very little perimeter basketball that we sometimes will see from the Warriors, slowing the game down a little bit. But if they get the opening, they shoot. They were successful that evening. The man to watch out for, and I was looking to see if he was on the floor, thinking that maybe the other night the reason they lost is he didn't play. Tanner Tibbett.
I saw him. He's right there at midcourt shaking the hands. He's here.
Unfortunately, and I was also looking, I remember the hairdo of the young man that I saw in the hallway. Dark hair, but kind of moosed.
Oh, okay.
Moosed a little bit in the front, and I don't see anyone on the floor. It may have been that he was not a player. No wonder he didn't understand the question.
Maybe. Maybe so.
And so he would say no, nothing, you know, what he wouldn't know.
Yeah.
It's still possible that somebody was missing the other evening in a blowout to Corvallis, because I don't think the young man that I asked is on the floor at the moment. We'll take this time out. We'll come back this evening. Both teams are warming up. The nice thing that the Rebels have is that they have the names on the back of the shirts, but what you like to do before the game as a broadcaster is to match up the numbers. The one thing they should have is the numbers on the back of the shirt, and they don't, so it doesn't help that much, but at least you can get a little bit of an idea of physically who's who. The Warriors and the Rebels tonight, their second meeting, and the last home game of the year. Only 2 more will remain next week, so the season winding down. We'll hope for a Warrior victory tonight on KGAL.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop, offering lunch and dinner, takeout, and catering too. Here's Bob.
Come down and visit us and try some of our hand-tossed pizzas, my friends. That's right, hand-tossed.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop, in the heart of Lebanon on Oak, between Main and 2nd.
Need some electrical work in your home or business, but it just seems like too small of a job to call the pros? No matter what the job, call City and Suburban Electric. Proud to be a contributing member of our community. City and Suburban Electric. Call 451-5609.
Lassen RV in Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a light bulb to rebuilding your entire RV, no job is too big or too small for Lassen RV in Albany, where friends send their friends.
KGAL.
Back at Lebanon High School, a nice crowd here tonight.
Yes, very nice.
The side that we're on, which is where the students sit, the side across from the scorers table, is almost filled. It would be if the band were here tonight, but really they're extending out just a few empty spots at that end where the band usually sits.
Yeah, it's a good crowd, and they were loud during that JV game, weren't they?
And across the way, we usually don't see that many parents and visitors and in the crowd. That's really filled over there tonight.
Yeah, this gym is pretty well filled. You know, it's a good thing to see. It's the last home game for the Warriors. It's senior night. It's an opponent that they could theoretically do well against tonight. So I'm glad to see it.
And it's South, just down the road. So
right. Yeah. It's the closest school to Lebanon in proximity, so that makes sense that they have the most support from their students and other parents here as well.
A lot of people. It may be that this is the biggest crowd overall that we've had here this year, and there's still people coming in the door at the moment.
It only took till the last game to get it, right? At least we got it, though.
So if we get anything like the junior varsity game coming down to the end, it's going to get loud.
Yes.
Really loud in here tonight.
That's right.
We will hope for that. In recent years, South has really dominated the meeting between the two teams. We mentioned last year their victory 100-82 at their home school, but that was typical of the style of basketball that they have played recently with 100 points, because they just run and gun.
They take a lot of shots. Their philosophy is the more you take, the more you make.
But they lost 84-78 here at Lebanon. The year prior, they won 94-69 here at Lebanon.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Put up 94 points, and they won 86-75 at South. It was more of a battle, but again, over 80 points. In 2010, a little bit slower. It was the 2009 through 10 season. They won 77-61 here at Lebanon and 83-51 at South.
Yeah.
Before that, it was not the same style of basketball, but from that point on, they have generally scored 80-plus points. And again, they scored 86 in the first meeting this year.
Yeah, in the last 9 meetings, I have South Albany averaging 81.8 points per game. The Warriors are averaging only 64. So, you know, South Albany really likes to shoot and score in this series.
And other than the win last year by Lebanon, the last time Lebanon won, and that figures because they had that long, 46-game losing streak that covered several seasons. 2007, they won twice. 59-51 at Lebanon and 51-42 at South. Since 2007, they've only won 1 game, but that was last year here. And we will hope to see if we can get a repeat tonight. And the clock stops.
It's senior night.
With 5 minutes left in the warm-ups tonight because it is senior night.
That's right.
The Warriors, well, let's go down the list of the seniors here who are playing their final home game tonight. By the way, 2 games remain next week.
Got some dance team seniors first being announced.
And they could be tough next week at Woodburn. The Warriors defeated Woodburn here but lost the game because of the forfeiture that they had to take when you know what happened.
But I mean, I agree that it could be a tough game, but I also think that the Warriors going into that saying, hey, we beat them already once, you know, we could do it again, right? And I think that's big for a team like Lebanon is the mindset.
But we've seen Woodburn playing closely.
Yeah.
They have 3 wins in the league, only 3 wins. Warriors would have 2 except for the forfeit.
They would be tied if the forfeit didn't happen. They would be tied at 2 wins apiece.
Oh, that's true. They gave Woodburn that 1 win. Absolutely. I hadn't thought of that. I thought 3 wins, but that was the one that counts. That counts as a win for them the way it counts as a loss for us. It's strange the way that works.
It is.
But it's nice for a mathematical equality. So Woodburn has been playing better lately, though, in the second half of the season. They've been playing teams rather close. They've not been blown out, and we've seen several blowouts against the Warriors. You worry about them having to go on the road next week against Woodburn. But that will be 1 game, and then the final game against Silverton on Friday night.
That one's going to be tough, right?
In our usual basketball description, you have to say,
That's about all you can say. I mean, Silverton, they're in the top 2, I think, in the OSA power rankings. They are just that good.
So the people to be honored tonight are the cheerleaders. Are these the cheerleaders?
These are the dance team.
Oh, is that what? Because I was going to say the uniform is not the same.
Yeah.
So it's the dance team that will be honored first. I would imagine that they would honor the cheerleaders as well.
I assume so. Everyone's over there in a corner, so I would.
Are the cheerleaders over there?
I don't know. The balloons are kind of in my way. I can't see half the people over there, but I think they are.
But those seniors from the Lebanon dance team will be honored first. I would think the cheerleaders will be honored as well, and then the players for the Lebanon Warriors tonight, as balloons and flowers dominate the floor. It's much like the day after Valentine's Day. I am pleased to say that it is the 15th day of February.
It is the day after Valentine's Day.
I always worry about that because I've felt that I've never been good at Valentine's Day. I told a story on the air, thinking yesterday on the way in, I was thinking Valentine's Day, and I wanted to go back and think about Valentine's Day as long ago in grammar school. There was a time in the first few grades where you had to send a Valentine to each member of the class.
Yes.
But there was two friends of mine. We called ourselves the Three Musketeers, and we also had what we called the Women Haters Club.
Oh, jeez.
You know, we could never be tied to the girls in the class.
Right.
There was one girl that I did have a crush on, but all the other girls you had to kind of, shy away from and say we wanted nothing to do with them. So on Valentine's Day, much like a strip that was taking place, a comic strip right now called For Better or Worse that's in the Albany Democrat Herald, where young Michael has a girlfriend. He wants to send a special Valentine to her, but not the other girls.
Right.
And that's what I did the one year. But one of the girls who kind of upset me, she was sort of one that would always bother the boys, You didn't want her around on the playground, but she'd always bother. Her name was Tony DeGraff.
Okay.
And I put an insulting name on the Valentine.
Oh, jeez.
And when she got the Valentine, naturally, she snitched to the teacher.
Of course.
Who snitched to the principal. And the principal, Miss Donlin, who was 205 years old, I had to go down to her office and discuss this.
Oh, wow.
And she gave me a little lecture about, Raymond, boys and girls must get along, and probably said, someday you'll understand that. But understand it now, you can't do things like that. Well, I understand. It didn't take me too long after that to realize that the Women Haters Club was never going to last. But I still don't think that I'm good at such things, Valentine's. But last night, for Mary Jo, I know that she loves Kit Kat bars. Now, it's very simple, a Kit Kat bar. But when I make the 7 figures here, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not going to get the little Kit Kat bar. This was the big one, like $1.59 or something. Ooh. The big Kit Kat bar, a bottle of wine, a nice bottle. It cost at least $5 at Safeway.
Must have been a 2010 wine, huh?
I think it was one from last week.
Oh, even better.
Last week.
That's good. That's a good day.
You don't want them to sit around too long.
True.
A bottle of wine and some nice cards that talked about the fact that we had met in Florida. One said from Florida, and the other one said to Oregon, with pictures of a Florida scene and an Oregon scene.
Okay.
And the last card that said, "It's been a nice trip. Let's keep going." Now that was a nice bit of script, plus the fact that I put on a Frank Sinatra album and a Ricky Nelson love song album as we were fixing dinner. And in the other room, Turner Classic Movies had on Gone with the Wind with Clark Gable. And last night, for the first time in all of those Valentines, since the days of Tony DeGraff years ago,
yeah,
and the bad Valentine till now, it's the first time I ever felt that I was as good as Clark Gable in the other room.
There you go. I like it.
There's still 5 minutes left on the clock here.
Well, they're just now getting to the players, but that sounds like a great Valentine's Day.
All right. Well, let's see. Tim Maddox is out there, and
there's only 3.
It looks like Jake McConnell snuck out first. Tim Maddox, and the last senior will be Kendall Leppard.
Yep.
Who will come out and be honored tonight. The 3 seniors. That is one of the great points of the Warriors this year, is that we've seen some nice development from people such as, let's see who's next. Where's Kendall? Is he here tonight?
Yeah, he's out there. Kendall Leppard.
Oh, is he already? Oh, there he is on the far side.
Yes.
Didn't see him. He's already out there. Isaac Johnson, who is just a freshman with 3 more years to go. Ian Smith, who is a sophomore, and C.J. Hargis, who is just a junior, have been dominant on this team, and they will all be back next year. We've seen some very good junior varsity players, including Skylar Garber, who hit those 2 key free throws tonight and did it very calmly, very coolly.
And how about Chad Nissen, who's worked his way into the starting lineup? He's only a sophomore, too. He's been playing good as of late, too. So there's a lot of youth on this team. So, of course, there are going to be some struggles along the way, but they're on the right track.
It looks like they have a good group coming for years to come, and several of the other teams that we have seen have been very senior dominated.
Right.
Crescent Valley was the case.
Yeah.
And West Albany certainly is.
Silverton is.
And let me take a look here at South. Shane Brown, who may be one of the starters, is a senior. Tanner Tibbett, who is their chief scorer, is a senior. Riley Havlin, who will be a starter, is a senior. Mitchell Gable, I don't recall if he started for them, is a senior. Ross Downer, Brandon McKnight, Cade Church. We should go the other way to say there are, out of the whole group, Scott, of the starters for South, they only have 2 juniors, and that's it.
Yeah, a lot of seniors again on an opposing team.
Caleb Morgan and Tyler Griffith, both of whom I believe come off the bench for them. So South also is senior dominated. The Warriors have that in their favor over a couple of teams we go to next year. But we need to finish up tonight here, first of all, and the clock has started again. Oh, bless you.
Yes.
And both teams retake the floor to warm up tonight. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back. We are about 4.5 minutes away from game time tonight. Senior night, of course. Final home game for the Warriors. Warriors and Rebels matching up tonight on KGAL.
The short drive to Corvallis will save you time and money. This is Steve Buckner from Wilson Motors, inviting you to experience the notable difference at Wilson Motors, 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis. Check us out at saveatwilson.com.
Good, tasty food. That's why Bing's Kitchen has been a lunch and dinner favorite for over 40 years. Choose Chinese or American meals that can satisfy the entire family or a gathering of up to 40 people on the South Santiam Highway in Lebanon. Choose Bing's Kitchen, where the food simply tastes best.
Edward Jones specializes in helping individual investors achieve their personal investment goals. Hello, this is Doug Phillips, your Lebanon Edward Jones financial advisor. Please call me to set up an appointment so I can assist you in selecting investments and services that help meet your goals. Call me at 541-451-4000. Member SIPC.
Need tires? Hi, this is Don from Conegat Tire Factory. From lawnmowers to tractors, cars, and trucks, we have what you need. And Conegat Tire's ASE certified mechanics can help you with your brakes, shocks, struts, alignment, oil changes, and stuff you won't believe. Even propane for your barbecue and RV. Conegat Tire Factory, still at the Y in Lebanon.
Your Mid-Valley home of the Lebanon Warriors. News Talk 1580, KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Welcome back. It really is going to be a late start tonight. The other evening, we saw the Crescent Valley and Lebanon girls game played before the boys varsity game. The varsity girls game was played, a 1-point victory, 47-46 for Lebanon, but it was played very quickly. I don't think they have as many timeouts, and probably not as rough as we saw the other night between Crescent Valley and Lebanon, which really was a physical battle.
Yeah.
So the game ended very quickly, and we started actually at 7 o'clock. It's going to be a little later tonight. It's going to be past 7:45. It's going
to be about 7:45, yeah.
Before we get started. Elsewhere in the league tonight, it's West and Dallas matching up. And Crescent Valley. See, who is Crescent Valley taking on tonight? That would be
Woodburn.
Oh, Crescent Valley and Woodburn. That might be an interesting matchup. We'll see if Crescent Valley is tied right now for second place with West with a record of 8-3. Silverton and Corvallis, for some reason, met last night, with Silverton defeating Corvallis. They're 12-0. Corvallis is 8-4 on the year. They are close to a second place tie with West and CV, but both of those teams at 8-3. West and Dallas, CV and Woodburn tonight, and here at Lebanon High School to finish up the home season. Lebanon and South. I see a couple of players on the floor for South who are warming up with them, whose names are not on the roster. There are several junior varsity players suddenly who are out there.
That's not good. That's going to be a guessing game for us then.
The turnover, there's Kelch and King. Thought I saw one other out there, but we may get a couple of junior varsity players, and if they substitute as freely as they often do, and if they include those junior varsity players, that may be a little bit tough to tell who's who, unless we get a great assist from Tim Maddox's mom.
Yes.
Who comes up and gives us the reserves that will fill in for Lebanon and the junior varsity players who will move up to the varsity and the number that they will wear.
And in fact, it looks like she's down there right now getting it for us, so she'll be up here soon, it looks like.
So we may get those South names as well. Both teams off the floor, and I would hope, as the buzzer sounds, that we are about to get our national anthem tonight. It will be interesting to see if this winds up to be as crazy a game as it often is against South, because they sometimes, because of the pace that they play, it gets very, very sloppy.
Yeah, I mean, a couple years ago, I remember both teams had 35 turnovers in the game, so we'll hope for not that many, but I wouldn't be surprised if each team has 20-plus tonight, just like you said, because of the speed.
I think we're about to get our national anthem. I don't believe the choir is going to be here tonight.
Like there's some kids down there singing.
The quartet. Let's see if we can pick up the quartet this evening with our national anthem. That really was nicely done. A quartet of students from Lebanon High School, singing 2 girls, 2 boys. They really did a nice job. Great harmony.
They did.
Good for them. Well done. All right, we're just about to get the announcement of the starters tonight. In fact, here we are for South. First of all, Shane Brown. Shane Brown is a senior. He's 5'9" and a guard. There's Tanner Tibbett, who is most likely to succeed tonight as their top scorer.
Yeah, you got to watch him if you're the Warriors.
Tanner Tibbett, 6' senior. Also coming out, Riley Havlin. He is a senior, 6'2". Tyler Griffith will be a starter. He is a junior, 6'2". And also coming out, Jacoby Smith, a 6'1" senior. So one of the key things is the tallest player on the team is 6'5" Ross Downer, and he will be a sub.
That's good. That's good for the Warriors. That means they're going to have a bit of a size advantage. The key is they got to use it, because Ian Smith is back tonight. I talked to Kevin before the game, and he will play.
They actually will have a little bit of a size advantage. There is senior Jake McConnell. A great defense he has played, and real spark plug for the Warriors. 5'9" senior. Isaac Johnson, the 6'3" freshman. Tim Maddox will get the start tonight, the 6'3" senior. Great spirit, great effort. He did a terrific job the other night battling Crescent Valley.
He sure did.
When Ian Smith was not in the game, taller players underneath, he battled them well. C.J. Hargis, he of the great smile and demeanor, 6'1" junior. And there's Kendall Leopard, he of the enforcer.
Yes, you could say that. The key is not let him get into foul trouble tonight like he did against Crescent Valley.
He protects everyone on the floor. Kendall Leopard, 6'2" and a senior. And the Warriors and the Rebels ready to do battle tonight. The Warriors will be in the home white, a little bit of red on the uniforms. Thank you. Thank you as always. Thank you.
No Chad. No Chad.
No Chad. No Chad Nissen tonight. Is that?
That's what she said.
Mrs. Maddox, Tim's mom, who was always so nice to bring us the subs. Luke Elliott will be 32. Skylar Garber, 15 tonight, and Zach Short, number 3 for the Warriors. Nothing though from South. All right, here we are. Jacoby Smith and Tim Maddox will be in the circle tonight, right in the middle of the floor here. And the tip will wind up in C.J. Hargis's hands, and the Warriors will get the first possession. Jake McConnell on the right wing goes across court for Isaac. Isaac took a couple of steps, perhaps, hooks and hits.
I agree. I think he did, but he got away with it.
In the paint, a hook shot. I think he lifted those feet, though, before the ball got on the floor.
Yeah.
Here's South in transition. They will do it quickly. Jacoby Smith in the corner. They'll try for 3 from Tyler Griffith, who hits.
Well, the more they take, the more they think they're going to make, so I wouldn't be surprised.
About 5 seconds?
Yeah, about.
They moved the ball well, though. They got it to Griffith. He was open. He took the shot, and they lead 3-2. Warriors with the ball. C.J. Hargis swings it left side for Leopard, playing out top. Leopard starts the drive. He may have traveled a little bit before he got to the basket. He puts up the shot, and we will get the first foul of the night. I thought maybe he lifted those feet, too, before he started to the basket. Boy, we had a lot of travel calls the other night against CV. We've never seen anything like that. I would love to know the number total. We have no idea what that would be. Here's Kendall will miss the first free throw of the night. A reminder from the Lebanon High School Booster Club to help your high school be the best it can be. Would you consider becoming a member? Call the high school for information. It doesn't take a lot of time if you have any time to give to help your high school be the best. Second free throw is good, and we are tied at 3.
Free throws are going to be very key in this game, more so than ever, I think.
Shane Brown tried to go underneath the Smith, threw it right on the hands of Hargis. Hargis will run, bounce pass for Isaac Johnson. He can't handle it. It winds up going off of Tanner Tibbett to Tyler Griffith, who throws to Shane Morgan, who will bring it up the floor to Griffith. For Tibbett. Tibbett against Isaac Johnson. He loses it. Kendall Leopard reached in and knocked it away and knocked it into the hands of Johnson. Hargis to Leopard. Kendall inside the circle. Bounce pass outside to Isaac Johnson. Isaac cross court to McConnell, who's open for 3. Open for 3 off the back. Maybe it's that kind of a night.
Well, that's a good start if it is, Ray.
He got the bounce off the back of the iron all the way down the floor, and a charge.
That's got to be
against Tanner Tibbett.
I think that was 22. Riley Havlin, actually.
Oh, Riley, it's 22, yes. Riley Havlin with the charge.
But
and that was a Regis moment. He was truly out of control.
That's right. Either way, that guy was out of control. And the 2-0 fouls for South so far. So that's good for the Warriors also.
6-3 Warriors after that bounce off the iron. And for 3 for Jake McConnell, who holds the ball now. Passes to Isaac Johnson across court. Puts a good move on his man. Underhand dish to Kendall Leopard, up and in. Once again, Isaac Johnson with a beautiful assist. Drew the defenders to him. Kendall Leppard moved into the paint, an underhand pass to Kendall, and he hit the layup, and a foul at the other end and a travel.
He's got good court vision. Does Isaac Johnson. Another turnover. 4 turnovers already for South.
I believe it was Jacoby Smith who was the ball handler who committed the turnover. 8-3 Warriors. That's unusual. We don't usually see an early run for the Warriors. Very few games does that happen.
And the scary thing is we're less than 2 minutes into the game, and they got 8 points already, Ray.
C.J. Hargis will slow things down on the dribble on their offensive end, which will be right near the entrance to the gymnasium, far into the floor for us. Here's Jake McConnell on a drive into the paint, puts a shot up. Oh, couldn't get the roll. Tips, no good. Rebound comes down, a battle, and Tanner Tibbett pulls it away from Tim Maddox. The South will come up the floor. Riley Havin dishes it to Jacoby Smith. Jacoby starts a drive against CJ, out of control. Dishes it into the corner. Tyler Griffith for 3, no. Rebound to Shane Brown. Brown will come outside to Tibbett. Across for Tyler Griffith. He attacks the basket, puts up a shot, and did he charge? They're going to call the foul on CJ. He was moving.
Yeah.
He should have just kept still there, but he put the hands up and moved the body. And going to the line for 2 will be Tyler Griffith. 8-3, Warriors with the lead. First time at the free throw line for them tonight, and Tyler hits. A reminder from your Steel and Husqvarna headquarters in the Valley, Cascade Outdoor Power Equipment. You'll find them on airport, near the airport on Airway Road in Lebanon. Shot good, both shots. I'm particularly holding to Cascade Outdoor Power Equipment for the job they did on my chainsaw. Timeout for the Warriors. 5:26 remaining in the first quarter. The Warriors on top, 8-5. Let's keep the faith tonight as we take a timeout. 30 seconds on KGAL.
You'll always get your money's worth where the food is fresh and original at Ixtapa Family Mexican Restaurant in Lebanon. Roberto and his staff will provide a fun and affordable dining experience. So visit Ixtapa on the corner of Highway 20 and Wheeler Street, where parking is convenient and the atmosphere is sweet.
Walmart is your local discount savings store. If you shop regularly at Walmart, you'll save hundreds, even thousands of dollars annually, because Walmart takes pride in being your local discount savings store. In addition, Walmart takes pride in being a part of the Lebanon community.
Your Mid-Valley home of the Lebanon Warriors. News Talk 1580, KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Boy, I'll tell you, the Warriors will certainly be energized by the crowd tonight. This side has filled in where the band usually is. Instead, there are students. The other side is almost full. It is a huge crowd here. They get the ball underneath the Leopard. Leopard can't hit it. He tries to get the rebound, and as he tries to reach for it, he tips it out of bounds. Had a good look underneath. Another feed from Isaac Johnson, but couldn't get the layup.
Yeah. Got to squeeze those. They're going to need to get some second chances here tonight.
Pressure in backcourt by the Warriors. We don't see that too often. Full court pressure. Now they call off the Dogs as Jacoby Smith brings it into front court. Riley Havlin starts a drive. Bounce pass. Tries to hit. Let's see. Who wears number 4? That's one of those numbers we don't have. So it's Kelly or Ketch. Either Tyler Kelch or King, Alex King, or Brian Kelly. One of those 3 with number 4. Here's C.J. Hargis in front court after South throws the ball away. They get it to Johnson, down low to Leopard, to the basket, up and in. Beautiful assist. Isaac looked one way and threw it to Kendall Leopard perfectly, right into his hands, and he got the layup. 10-5 Warriors. South with the ball. They almost lose it. A Warrior steal. Shane Morgan for 3. No. Off the iron. Tipped by South. Into the hands of Tanner Tibbett. He can't get it. Rebound comes to number 4, whoever that is. They try to get it to Tibbett. Jake McConnell has it going the other way. Jake to the basket, puts it up. Oh, no good on the rim.
Rim check.
Riley Havlin got the rebound, and here comes South. This game is going to be fast. Tanner Tibbett for 3. Oh, in and out.
Wow.
No
That's
good.
a travel. Oh.
And number 4 tries to get the rebound. I wish we had those numbers. And it's got tied up and knocked out of bounds, and so South will retain control.
Now they called a foul.
A foul, yeah, a foul on Tim Maddox.
Yeah.
In that battle underneath his first. We're even at 2 fouls apiece.
So
4:17 remaining, Warriors 10-5. South with the ball. Havlin starts a drive, dishes it for number 4. That's the way he'll have to remain tonight. Far side for Havlin. Havlin throws it into McConnell. McConnell one-on-one to the basket. Puts a shot up, and he will be fouled. He didn't get it, but he's fouled by Shane Brown.
The Warriors are doing a lot of good things right now. The one thing they need to shore up is rebounds. South's getting too many offensive rebounds, which has been a problem the last few games. So far, it hasn't amounted to much, but other than that, the Warriors are doing a lot of good things.
The speed of Jake McConnell was good, as it did not give Shane Brown time to get in front of him and set. He had to keep moving with Jake McConnell, had to commit the foul, so they'll take a timeout again. 10-5 Warriors, 4:04 remaining in the first quarter. And when the timeout is done, Jake McConnell will be shooting 2 shots for the Warriors. Lebanon Racquetball and Fitness for the complete fitness experience. Cardio machines, weight training, everything you need at Lebanon Racquetball and Fitness, including the fact they are open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day on Sherman Street in Lebanon, Lebanon Racquetball and Fitness. Take time to thank all of our sponsors who make the broadcast possible. We always mention if you need any of the services, the products we mentioned, please stop in at the sponsors. They're local people who take great pride in their business, and they also take pride in Lebanon High School, and we appreciate that.
Well, the West game's at halftime, and West is up 44-22. Chad has 17 more points tonight.
Does he really?
He's just going nuts right now.
I wonder how many threes he has been on fire. Here's Jake McConnell, hits the free throw, 11-5 Warriors. They trailed 19-10 after the first quarter in the first meeting between these two teams at South. Almost down to the midway point. Warriors with a 6.7-point advantage, 12-5. Jake McConnell hits both. The Warriors really look energized. I mean, this place is just packed and excited. Here's Riley Havin driving on Leopard. Back to Jacoby Smith. Into the corner. Warriors playing good defense. Havlin, stolen away. Stolen by Josh Alley. Josh to the basket. Puts it up and in. 12-5.
Right, the Warriors are playing great defense. They forced 8 turnovers already.
Josh Alley got into the game. He stole that one and drove the length of the court for the basket. 14-5 Warriors by 9. Here's Havlin, starts a drive. Jump shot, won't go. Tipped by number 4 into the hands of C.J. Hargis. Looks down the court, instead bounce pass to Alley. Pulls up, thought about the 3, did not take it. Now back to C.J. Will slow it down on the dribble. Out high. Josh Alley tries to bounce it to Hargis. Instead it winds up Shane Brown. Brown down the court, puts up a shot. No good. Rebound, though, tipped into the hands of Shane Brown, who put it back up. No good. The rebound goes outside for a 3-point shot. No good by Shane Brown. Kendall Leppard gets the rebound. He'll go the other way, and Kendall's going to be called for the charge.
Yeah. We saw that one coming, didn't we, Ray?
I hesitated when I heard the applause. There are a good number of South fans here. When I heard that applause, I thought maybe it's going Lebanon's way. But there is a sizable crowd for South.
There is.
It makes it a really interesting evening here. I don't remember the gym being as packed. It's probably happened before, maybe with a team like South, for example.
I don't even remember if it was this full last year.
There would be no room for the band tonight. They'd be up here.
That's right. This is great, though.
The fans would. 14-5 South with the ball after the turnover. 4-3 from the outside, no good.
Well, South's not hitting. They hit the first one. Have yet to hit since.
They're stuck on 5 points. Here's C.J. Hargis with the ball. C.J. bounce pass for Tyler Romeo to Isaac Johnson. A wraparound layup.
Just that extra pass. Great vision by Tyler Romeo there.
Hooked it off the glass. 16-5 Warriors for 3. Riley Havlin, it's short. C.J. Hargis with the rebound off the iron.
They're going to keep shooting, though.
Warriors with an 11-point advantage. Remember, 90-49. South lost the other night.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not a mystery.
Maybe they're just taking shots and not making them, Ray.
Josh Alley has it. C.J. Hargis. Warriors slow it down. Alley bounce pass, tries to get it inside. Coming up with it, though, is Ian Smith in the game for the first time tonight. One off South's hands. They should have had the ball, but Smith got it. Here's Isaac Johnson outside. Bounce pass for Hargis. They will take their time and play perimeter basketball now. No, Johnson.
Get in there.
3. Yes! 19-5. Holy, jumping up and down. Martha.
That's a travel. Come on.
Floor. Shane Brown. It should have been a travel. Hargis jumps on the floor for the ball. And
timeout Warriors. Warrior ball, timeout.
And Tyler Romeo finally was the last one on the floor to grab the ball. And the Warriors will have it. They call a timeout to prevent a travel while they're on the floor. 1:44 remaining in the first quarter. Warriors, wait a minute. It says 19-5 up there. Are we sure?
It's what it is, Ray.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm keeping the stats here, and it is definitely 19-5. And I can tell you, I have not seen the Warriors play with this much hustle and intensity in a long time. It's great.
But South, after hitting that three that gave them a short lead, what was it, 3-2?
3-2.
After it took them about 5 seconds on offense, their first possession, they've only gotten 2 points in. They've missed shot after shot. I don't know how many threes they've missed. They've missed the inside shots. They've thrown it away.
They have 9 turnovers on the
right?
game. And that means the Warriors are on a 17-2 run, Ray. Wow.
19-5. They have the ball with 1:44 remaining in the first quarter. Kevin Johnson.
I mean, did you not see? Everybody was diving on the floor over there trying to get that ball. This is great.
1:44 remaining. South is certainly a team that can go on a run, but right now they don't look like it.
No.
They opened the game at South with this kind of a burst. They were making their shots. They were hitting the threes. They were getting the ball inside. They're not doing any of that tonight. C.J. Hargis will inbound for the Warriors in backcourt. Bounce pass to Isaac Johnson. Isaac has that three. Beautiful layup and a couple of great assists in this first quarter. And he will be fouled on a reach-in by somebody wearing 0. It's either Kelch, Kelly, or what was the other one? King.
Yeah.
One of the Ks. We'll just call it one of the Ks because we don't know which number is which. Unfortunately, if you're listening for a Rebel fan, sorry that we don't have the numbers and don't know the players by face. Jake McConnell will inbound Ian Smith. Ian to the dribble. Playing out high. Johnson to the basket, and he hits.
Did you see
on
it?
the move. Ian Smith hit him as he charged towards the basket. He took it and put it right over, just laid it over the top of the basket. 21-5.
Yes.
Jake McConnell with a steal to the basket. Oh, no, he didn't hit. Knocked out of bounds, and it will belong to South. Isaac Johnson battled one of the Ks wearing number 0, and Isaac touched it last, 21-5. Jake had a good look at the baskets. It's too much to ask for to hit them all.
Yeah.
Here we go. Tanner Tibbett for 3, trying to reverse their fortune. No, it comes to Tyler Griffith for the rebound. Outside, and the shot for 3 is no good. And the rebound on the floor. Ian Smith is on the floor. And it looks like we will get a South foul. It will be another foul on South, which will be their 5th of the game.
Right, I don't know how many.
Tanner Tibbett gets his first.
I don't know how many shots South has missed in a row, but you know they're getting a lot of offensive rebounds, so they're taking 2 or 3 shots of possession. They're just not getting close, really.
A 19-2 run. 1 minute to go. Down court's pass for Ian Smith, and that one a little bit careless. Isaac saw that Ian Smith was alone on the wing, but it was too high and too far. Goes by the South bench, out of bounds. Turnover to the Warriors. They have been sparse in this first quarter. We usually call so many turnovers.
Yeah. Only 5 for the Warriors so far.
Sharp passes.
Yeah.
South with the ball. Try to go underneath. It is knocked away. As they try to push the ball underneath to Ross Downer, knocked away by the Warriors. South will retain possession. One of the 3 Ks, 0, will inbound for South. Dishes it inbounds off the hands of Downer, but he gets it back. They try to go underneath. Back outside for 3. It's off the iron, no good by Caleb Morgan. Rebound of the Warriors. Here comes McConnell.
Oh, behind the back.
Isaac Johnson behind the back. They almost throw it away. Chasing it down is Colson Shanks, and he should be. They're going to say he's out of bounds. I thought maybe he was fouled. One of the South players ran into him.
He was fouled.
But that pushed him out of bounds, and they'll simply say Warrior ball. But he did get hit from behind. That would have been the 7th foul. Warriors would have been shooting.
Yeah.
Isaac Johnson takes the inbounds pass, bounces it for Colson Shanks, goes down low to Smith. He may take his first shot of the night. He does. It's contested, and he still puts it in.
Now, see, that's the difference from Ian Smith from the first part of the year to now. He's making those shots.
23-5, 21-2 run by the Warriors. 15 seconds remaining. South with the ball. We've never seen a quarter like this.
Never, Ray.
South, it's tipped away into backcourt, but the Warriors tipped it into backcourt. 5 seconds remaining. Jacoby Smith drives to the basket, puts it up and in with 1 second remaining. Well, that ends the 21-2 run, but not bad. 21-4 is the way the Warriors finish up the quarter. It totals 23-7. Warriors with the lead after 1. We will be back on KGAL.
We're Linco Federal Credit Union. Keep your money in Linn County with Linco Federal Credit Union. Enjoy a visit with one of our friendly staff at a neighborhood branch near you today. Linco Federal Credit Union in Albany, Lebanon, and Sweet Home. In Linn, you're in.
Family owned and operated since 1979, Crabtree Auto stresses the small stuff when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. An oil change every 3,000 miles is a small thing now, but adds up to big rewards down the road. Crabtree Auto on Hill Street, just south of 9th in Albany.
Has your stove lost its heat? Is your fridge or freezer no longer cold? Does your washer leave soap in your clothes, or has your dryer stopped tumbling? Then who are you going to call? Like New Appliance at 259-1131, of course. Like New Appliance, where every appliance shines like new.
Lynn Lane's in Lebanon, home of the best burger in town.
The place to bowl is Lynn Lane's Bowling Center on South Main Road in Lebanon. And the people are real nice. And the Head Pin Restaurant, I'd go there even if the bowling alley wasn't attached.
Good family fun. Bowling.
1580 KGAL.
Jake McConnell steals a pass to open the second quarter, puts it up and in right at midcourt. He stole the ball.
He's done that many times tonight.
25-7. So South got that last basket just before the end of the first quarter, but the Warriors get the first one here to start the second. Blocked by Ian Smith. On a block by Tyler Griffith. C.J. Hargis with the ball. Bounce to Leopard. He'll try to drive the baseline. Fall away. Jumper, and he hits that.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. The Warriors play better when they play up-tempo. They get better looks.
27-7. Jump shot by South is no good. Rebound comes to one of the K's. Shot outside by Griffith for three, and he hits that's his second three, right?
Yeah, he's got 8 points.
27-10. Shot for three by Isaac Johnson is good.
Well, he answers. Isaac's got 12 in the game.
30-10. Warriors by 20, so they get a three for South, and the Warriors answer immediately.
This is going too fast. They can't keep up down here.
Here's Jacoby Smith for Tyler Griffith. Griffith's outside, simply hands it to Smith. He'll start a drive. Smith tries to throw it in the corner, and he throws it away. South ball. Who touched it?
I'm thinking they said CJ must have touched it.
I didn't, well, there's no complaints on that far side. I didn't see one of the Warriors reached in. It looked like he simply threw it away into the Warrior bench, but South remains in control as Jacoby Smith has the ball underneath. They try to get, and this time they do throw it away. Tanner Tibbett tried to pass it to Riley Havlin, off his hands, out of bounds.
13 turnovers already for South Albany. They are not taking care of the basketball. Only 5 for Lebanon.
Corvallis beat them 90-49 on Tuesday night. We couldn't understand why, but this is what it must have looked like. Here's Kendall Leopard with the ball. Tries to go underneath for Ian Smith. Ian almost lost it, kept control, did not go out of bounds. Cross-court pass for McConnell, open for three. It's too much to ask that one to go in.
Yeah.
Off the iron. McConnell saves it and into the hands of Ian Smith.
That's a hustle
underneath.
play.
He'll dish outside for Leopard for three. No, off the iron. McConnell with the rebound. McConnell dishes it outside on a bounce to C.J. Hargis, and the Warriors will start over again. Be amazing if they got some points on this possession.
Yeah,
Ian Smith down low, takes a jumper off the iron, no good. Rebound though comes to South. Here's Jacoby Smith running. Jacoby into the corner for Tanner Tibbett. He puts up a shot. And is it blocked?
Well, it was blocked, but I think they called a charge before the block, and they did.
Whoa. So the official rings up Tanner Tibbett. That will be his second foul for Tanner.
But that was a great block by Ian Smith after the charging foul.
He has the height advantage.
He does.
You see Isaac Johnson going to the bench clapping. You don't see that too often this year, and everybody is so happy.
Yeah.
Let's see if they keep it going. Here's Tyler Romeo down the floor. Tyler to the basket, probably a charge, no call, but he missed the layup.
He did.
He knocked down one of the South players. Now South quickly to the other end. Great transition by Tibbett. Tyler Romeo tries for the block. Instead, he gets the foul. Tanner Tibbett did show his talent there as he got past a defender, but then he ran into Tyler Romeo. Actually, Romeo running into him with the tried for the block.
Well, he did pay the price for it, though. I mean, he did make him earn it. That was good.
Tanner goes to the line and hits the first of two. 30-11. If you're just joining us, the Warriors with a 21-2 run after trailing 3-2 in the opening seconds of the ball game. 21-2 run interrupted only by a final layup at the buzzer in that first quarter. Second shot good. 30-12. Tanner Tibbett is a good player.
He is a very good player.
C.J. Hargis inbounds to McConnell. McConnell bounce pass. Tyler Romeo underneath. Tyler turns, puts up a shot, no good. Battle. Tim Maddox battling for the ball. He knocked it out of bounds as he tried to grab it from behind over Ross Downer. Good job to get over his head and not commit the foul. But South will have the ball. And Tanner Tibbett with the ball in backcourt, guarded by Tyler Romeo into front court with the dribble. Now he starts again with the dribble. Cut off. Dishes it. Back in the corner for Tibbett. Tibbett for three. No, did not get the bounce, and C.J. Harkins gets the rebound. C.J. brings it up court for McConnell. He's open for three. Instead, he tries to put a fake. Gets inside. Good defense by Riley Haviland to cut him off. Romeo open at the free throw line. Off the iron, no good. Hit the front iron. Warriors slowing down offensively here, not hitting their shots. South is not hitting that many. And a reach going to be called against the Warriors as Tyler Griffith tried to put a move on to get to the basket.
CJ, I believe, will pick up the foul.
So the Warriors now with 5 fouls. South has committed 7 in the game. The Warriors do have the advantage to get to the line here, perhaps for at least a little bit ahead of South, and add to what is an 18-point advantage. South with the inbound. They go underneath to Tibbett. Tibbett, beautiful pass to Haviland, and Haviland puts it in. Tibbett drew the defense to him, dished it to Haviland, who hit the shot. Tim Maddox down low on a pass from Hargis. He goes outside to Romeo. Romeo back out to Hargis. He'll try for 3. No. Off the iron. Rebound to Ross Downer, battling with Tim Maddox. And let's see if they call a possession error or a foul. It looks like they're going to ring up Tim Maddox with the foul, and that will be the 16th foul. So we're almost even now in fouls. 7 for South. Second foul on Tim Maddox. 4:46 remaining in the second quarter. 30-14 Warriors. Both teams, though, missing shots. Wonder how many shots have been missed already through about half of the quarter.
I don't know. The Warriors had 7 points in the first minute of this quarter. Haven't scored since, so they're in a bit of a dry spell.
Here's Tyler Griffith for 3. That will not go. It's over the backboard, and it will be Warrior ball. Off the back iron and then over the backboard. C.J. Hargis will inbound for the Warriors. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining, second quarter. To Isaac Johnson back in the ball game. Isaac into front court for Kendall Leppert. Leppert, a bounce pass for Jake McConnell, left side. Out to C.J. Hargis, playing out top. Pass to Isaac on the right wing. That's to C.J. Now some very patient offense, looking for an opening. Isaac Johnson looks for a screen, gets a little bit of a screen, starts a drive. And they're going to call a travel on him. I didn't see the call.
It was a travel. He picked up his dribble and moved his foot, so it was a travel.
So the turnover will give the ball back to South. And South will inbound the ball. Coming the other way. Jacoby Smith, guarded by Tim Maddox. Haviland outside. They try to go underneath. Holy smoke.
That was just a bad pass.
Tried to pass to Shane Brown. Actually, Caleb Morgan, number 2. And Morgan was going the other way, coming toward us. And that ball bounced off the wall. I mean, it was so far behind him.
Well, and even if Caleb was there, he's 5'8". He wasn't going to catch that.
Whoa. He really fired that ball. I mean, it was still in the air and hit the wall behind the basket. Here's Isaac Johnson on a drive. Almost loses control. Gets it back. Bounces it to McConnell. McConnell back to C.J. Swings it left side for Isaac. He'll try the 3. No, can't get that one. Rebound. McConnell fights for it. It's off his feet, and he saves it. Drives the baseline. Tries to get a bounce pass and wrap around, and he may have stepped out of bounds.
I think they're saying he charged.
Did he charge? Yeah, they're going to ring him up for that.
It's not good for the Warriors. They've been stuck on 30 for quite a while.
His first foul, and we're even at the 7 fouls apiece now, so the Warriors are not going to get that, perhaps not going to get that initial advantage from the free throw line.
Yeah.
That was one of the more unusual charges that we see. Usually somebody is being laid out on the floor in a charge.
True.
Nobody really got bashed on that particular charge. The Warriors steal the ball. Leppert to Johnson. Johnson in the basket, and he breaks the drought by putting it in. The Warriors stole it. Johnson got it away to Leppert, back to Johnson, and he hit the shot. 32-14. Great night for Isaac Johnson. Boy, I hope he keeps us going through a full game. You know, we've seen the spurts, and we know how good he will be.
Yeah, but I don't know if we've seen a spurt this good yet. He's already got 15 points.
No basket was. I thought he hit the basket. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did. We were on 30 for the longest time. It's 32 now.
It is 32. Wide. A foul at the other end. How did South wind up with the ball out of bounds? They knock it. I didn't see an ensuing inbounds pass that got knocked away, but they must have been knocked out.
Yeah.
Didn't see it. But South is fouled at the other end, and going to the line will be Caleb Morgan. He will be fouled in the act of shooting, and the foul will be on Kendall Leopard, his second. The Warriors want to make sure they don't start getting some of their key players in foul trouble here. Shot is good, 32-15. Warriors with the lead, 3:17 remaining. Caleb Morgan, 5'8", a junior, one of just 2 juniors. Everyone else is senior on this club. He does not hit the second. The rebound comes to Ian Smith. He has the height advantage. Warriors, and he throws it away. I'm not sure Isaac Johnson was behind that pass. C.J. Hargis was in front of it on the far side. Not sure who it was intended for, but it went between both out of bounds.
Yeah.
A little bit careless. There was nobody there to force that turnover. 32-15 though, the Warriors with the lead, and South will inbound in front court for them. Just in front of the Warrior bench, it will be Tanner Tibbett. When the officials finally hand him the ball, which they do, Tanner looks for somebody to pass it to and throws it to Jacoby Smith. Near the Warrior bench, starts a drive. It's off the feet of Skylar Garber in the game. Here's Josh Ellie. Tries to feed it to Garber, and it'll be out of bounds off of Garber. Josh had the right idea, but the pass was a little bit too low, and it went off the feet of Skylar Garber. Skylar, Josh Alley, Ian Smith, Isaac Johnson, and C.J. Hargis are the 5 Warriors in the game. Here's South with the ball. They bring it up court. Riley Havlin. Riley in the paint. Bounce pass is knocked away by Ian Smith to Josh Alley. Another Warrior steal. C.J. Hargis will bring it into front court. Not rolling up the points like we saw in the first quarter, but still doing a good job. C.J. takes his time on the dribble. Finally passes to Alley. Alley goes to Skylar Garber in the left corner. Back outside to Josh. Bounce to C.J. He will throw it to Josh Alley. They'll simply swing it around the perimeter. Johnson inside the circle. Jump shot. Oh, he smoked.
Well, you know, Ray, when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. And right now, that kid is feeling it.
Just outside the paint. Turnaround jump shot. Good. 34-15. Here's Tanner Tibbett with the drive. Gets to the free throw line and puts it off the glass. That's not what he intended to do. No. But he did a good fake to get open at the free throw line. C.J. Hargis to Ian Smith, up and in. Beautiful pass from C.J. Fed Ian Smith perfectly. That's the quarterback in C.J. Hargis.
Yes.
36-17. But South with the ball, 1:53 to go. They try to go down low to Morgan. Warriors cut him off. Pass to Jacoby Smith. Drives to the basket. Shot partially blocked. South got the rebound. Here's Havlin. He starts a drive. He's in trouble. It goes off the hands of South out of bounds. He tried to pass it to one of the K's. Number 4 in this case. He lost the handle. Jacoby Smith tried to save it but could not, and the Warriors will inbound. 1:38 remaining in the first half. 36-17 Warriors.
Ray, it is loud in here, isn't it?
It's loud, and it's great fun.
It's great.
Oh, this is terrific. Jake McConnell with the ball. Jake in the front court. Now circles around, dribbles back, and passes on a bounce to C.J. Hargis. Warriors again slow it down. They'll play patiently with a 19-point advantage. Skylar Garber open for 3 from the left wing. No good. Rebound comes to Riley Havlin. Havlin threw a little shoulder to Josh Alley, but Alley may have fouled him after the rebound. Yeah, here's Havlin all the way down court, puts his shot up, no good, and they'll call him for the charge.
Well, he did. C.J. was in good position there.
Josh Alley may have inadvertently put a hand on him as he tried to get the rebound, but when Havlin got the ball, he gave a little elbow.
Well, yeah, I mean, they could have called a foul either way there, I suppose, but it's a good no call from both teams. Would have been, ticky-tack.
Here's Josh Alley, pass to Hargis. Hargis playing in the center of the floor out top. Now Jake McConnell takes his place. Goes with the right hand, left hand dribble. Bounce pass to Hargis, who will be on the left wing. Swings it in the corner for Ian Smith. Ian starts a drive, wants to get to the basket, puts his shot up, can't get it. And the rebound will come to South. Riley Havlin. Havlin down the floor, pushed to Alley again, put a hand on his back. Hargis tries to save it, but it goes into the hands
of number 4
of one of the K's, number 4. And he hit the basket, 36-19. Here's CJ. He may be alone to the basket. Starts the drive, and it'll be called for the charge.
I don't like that one.
That time, I think that number 4 was moving.
Yeah, I agree.
CJ did not have a lot of room, and I think if number 4, he's one of the Ks, if he had simply kept his feet steady, it would have been a charge, but he moved.
Yeah, he tried to slide over, and I think he was late getting there. I agree. I don't like that call.
I don't think CJ was guilty that time.
But, it's hard to complain with a 17-point lead, isn't it, Ray?
Here's Tanner Tibbett on a feed to Havlin. Havlin here on the far side near us. Havlin starts a dribble. Warriors, great defense as the crowd cries defense. Reaching in, Josh Alley ties up Jacoby Smith, and the arrow should belong to the Warriors. No, a reach?
They called a foul.
Oh.
Josh Alley.
Josh will get the foul, and that will be a double bonus now for South. 10th Warrior foul as they take the lead in that category, 10-8, with 8 seconds remaining in the first half. Going to the line is Jacoby Smith. He hits 36-20. The lead is 16 for the Warriors. And they led by 16 at the end of a period. So we've battled even with 8 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's fine if they play the rest of the game even. I mean, that means a Warrior win, doesn't it?
One of the Kellys, or one of the Ks, could be Kelly Ketch or whatever the other one was. He hits the free throw. Jacoby Smith hits from the free throw line. Lead down to 15. So 1 point for advantage for South in the quarter as Isaac Johnson knocks a player over, feeds it to McConnell for 3 at the buzzer. And the Warriors are fortunate. Isaac Johnson ran into trouble just inside the 3-point arc.
Yeah.
And he wanted to shoot, but he couldn't get it, and he passed it outside. As he did so, he knocked down one of the defenders from South. It should have been a charge. But he got it to McConnell on the right wing, and just at the buzzer, he released the 3-point shot, and the Warriors win the quarter by 2. They take an 18-point advantage. That was definitely a foul.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe there was a ref wasn't in a good enough position to see it, but there's going to be times in a game where the call could go one way or another, and win the Warriors' favor there.
Isaac had 2 players right in front of him, and as he went to pass and he moved his arm, he knocked one of the players down, but no foul, and Jake McConnell hit the shot at the buzzer. It is that kind of night, or at least that kind of half for the Warriors. After 2, they led by 16 after 1 with that 3-point shot. They lead by 18 after 2. 39-21. Warriors at the half tonight. We'll be back on KGAL.
You will come out a winner at Power Honda. Their talented staff will show you how easy it is to get the vehicle you want and the payment you need. Check out mypowerhonda.com. Call 928-0122 or just go in to Power Honda, Highway 20 east of I-5 in Albany, your Honda superstore.
Making life easier and more productive, that's what Lynn Benton Tractor can do for you. And it all begins by discovering how the full line of Kubota equipment can help.
Lynn Benton Tractor, we're still doing business the American way.
Highway 99E Tangent.
Serving the Mid-Valley for 37 years with collision, mechanical, glass, and RV repair, Pacific Auto Services is now Stavros Auto Services. Same people, same commitment to excellence. You've got their name on it. Call Stavros Auto Services at 541-926-7248.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop, offering lunch and dinner, takeout, and catering too. Here's Bob.
Come down and visit us and try some of our hand-tossed pizzas, my friends. That's right, hand-tossed.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop in the heart of Lebanon on Oak, between Main and 2nd.
1580 KGAL.
This has been an amazing night here at Lebanon High School. The Warriors with a 21-2 run in the first quarter. The Warriors scored the first 2 points of the game, and then Tyler Griffith, number 25 for South, hit a 3-point shot quickly in transition. South only had about 5 seconds. 2 good passes found Tyler Griffith open on the right wing. He hit the 3-point shot, and South led 3-2. From that point, they missed 3-point shot after 3-point shot, inside shots missed, numerous turnovers, and the Warriors unbelievably went on a 21-2 run in which they hit their 3-point shots, very crisp passing, particularly several picture-perfect assists from Isaac Johnson. He hit some 3-point shots, hit a beautiful layup on a pass from Ian Smith. Everything the Warriors did really looked good in that first quarter. Great defense, which put pressure on South on every one of their shots. The Warriors are not outmanned offensively tonight, or rather in terms of height. They actually have the height advantage with Ian Smith at 6'5", than the tallest player on South, so they out-rebounded South. Everything fell for the Warriors in that first quarter. They had the 21-2 run. South got the final basket of the quarter, and the Warriors led after one, 23-7. They also actually wound up winning the second quarter, 16-14, despite a rather lengthy drought. After a good start in the second quarter, a lengthy drought, they wind up winning the second quarter by a couple of points. So they have the 18-point advantage at the half. And that key three-point shot by Jake McConnell really gave them some spirit after it appeared like they would lose the quarter 16-15, or rather, what would it be, 14-13. They got really fortunate when Isaac Johnson probably committed a foul trying to get rid of the ball when he got tied up by two South players. Found Jake McConnell open on the right wing, and he hit a three-point shot at the buzzer. Warriors 39, South 21. It is a loud, it is an active crowd here tonight, and one of the nice things, the dance team, the seniors on the dance team were honored before the game tonight, along with the senior basketball players for the Warriors. When they came on the floor, the crowd was really abuzz as the halftime started. And the moment they came on the floor, the crowd went quiet in respect for the dancers, which was really nice.
Well, you know, the dance program here at Lebanon has been, you know, pretty good the past few years, and they know that it's going to be a show, so that's good.
And it is.
It is
a very nicely choreographed halftime program as they still dance here at Lebanon High School. When they are finished, the crowd will be dancing again because the Warriors are up by 18, 39-21. We're at halftime tonight at Lebanon, and we will be back.
Willamette Community Bank is proud to support local high school sports, music, and scholastic programs. Hi, this is Kevin Thomas, Vice President with Willamette Community Bank. Be part of the team and get behind our schools and our future leaders, serving you with branches in Albany and Lebanon.
Willamette Community Bank, service like no other, we promise. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Albany Burgerville is now featuring the Ham Havarti Sandwich, all natural Diamond Ranch ham layered with melted Havarti cheese on a toasted hoagie roll and the chocolate hazelnut milkshake. Pick up an Albany Burgerville rewards card now. Cash for every dollar spent. Albany Burgerville, fresh, local, sustainable.
Taking a detour down a gravel road isn't fun for you or your tires. Luckily at Les Schwab, along with great prices, all of our car or pickup tires come with the kind of protection most other places don't give you, like free flat repairs and more. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
KGAL.
Well, just a quartet of dancers came back to the floor and are performing.
Those are the seniors.
Here at half. Oh, they are the four seniors.
Yeah.
As they perform here at the half at Lebanon High School. Warriors up 39-21. Let me repeat that. If you just joined us, you're either say he just made a mistake or you're going to be, did I hear that correctly? Yes. The Warriors are up 39-21 over South here at the half. You know, it's amazing. We have to turn our volume up so loud to be heard above the crowd tonight. The volume that we're listening to on the phone, or rather on the, well, it's through we have a radio that is attached to our system here through which we listen.
Right.
We have to turn the volume up on that radio very loud so that we can hear ourselves doing the broadcast. But now as the crowd quiets, it suddenly is, it's too loud, so I need to speak more softly.
Yes.
39-21 at the half. Do you have the stats for the half?
I sure do, and you know, they're great stats to tell you right about now. The only thing, oh, there we go, there's some cheers. The only thing that South Albany does have the advantage in is that there's two areas. Rebounds are one, 22-16 rebounding advantage for South. They got a lot of offensive.
Do they really?
They do. They have a lot of offensive rebounds in that game. They were getting, you know, second and third chances. So that's the only thing.
I suppose that, and the Warriors made a lot of first shots.
Yeah, they did. So I mean, there really wasn't a lot of chances for the Warriors to get those other rebounds. And free throw shooting is the other thing. South is 7 of 8 at the line. The Warriors are a respectable 3 of 4 there, though, so they just haven't got there nearly as much tonight. Turnovers, South Albany. You want to take a guess how many turnovers South Albany has in the first half?
20.
Yes, 20.
20.
You hit it right on the number. 20 turnovers, only 11 for the Warriors. That's great to see.
Yeah.
That means the Warriors are forcing a lot of turnovers, and they're also taking care of the basketball, which is, you know, has been a problem for them in the past few games. Let's see, South is led by Tyler Griffith with 8 points tonight. Jacoby Smith has 6, and those are the two leading scorers for South. Lebanon tonight is led by Isaac Johnson with 16 points in the first half. Great to see Isaac doing that. Jacob McConnell, one of the seniors tonight, he has 10 points in the first half. 7 points for Kendall Leopard, another senior, putting on a good show. 4 for Ian Smith down low, and 2 points for Josh Alley. And those are the numbers for the first half. 39-21 lead for Lebanon.
39-21 at the half, a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half tonight as both teams return to the floor. We'll take this time out and we'll be back for what we hope is a good finish to tonight's game. It certainly will be loud in here this evening at Lebanon High School. We'll be back in a moment.
Need some electrical work in your home or business, but it just seems like too small of a job to call the pros? No matter what the job, call City and Suburban Electric. Proud to be a contributing member of our community. City and Suburban Electric. Call 451-5609.
Lassen RV in Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a light bulb to rebuilding your entire RV. No job is too big or too small for Lassen RV in Albany, where friends send their friends.
The short drive to Corvallis will save you time and money. This is Steve Buckner from Wilson Motors, inviting you to experience the notable difference at Wilson Motors, 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis. Check us out at saveatwilson.com.
Good, tasty food. That's why Bing's Kitchen has been a lunch and dinner favorite for over 40 years. Choose Chinese or American meals that can satisfy the entire family or a gathering of up to 40 people on the South Santiam Highway in Lebanon. Choose Bing's Kitchen, where the food simply tastes best.
1580 KGAL.
Whoa, back. I thought we were starting another commercial there.
No, we are back.
Came back here, 39-21, and we are perfectly back in time for the start of the second half tonight. The Warriors in their home whites, South, and what would you call that, a blue or a gray?
I would call it a gray.
Me too, and I think it matches their feeling probably right now.
Yeah.
The Warriors,
I would think.
Warriors took it to them in the first half, 39-21. Isaac Johnson, first possession, second half, will dish to Jake McConnell. They'll be at this end of the floor. That's the far end from the entrance here at Lebanon High School, just below us. I'm Brady Ray, Scott Landron here tonight. Warriors up 39-21, opening minutes, second half. They get it back to Isaac. He'll try for three to start the half. No good. Went right over the rim into the hands of one of the K's, number 4, who hands it to Riley Havlin. Riley down court. Dishes it back outside. Shot by Tanner Tibbett. No good. Rebound to number 4K. Rebound to Tyler Griffith. Griffith drives to the basket and he's fouled by Jake McConnell. No, a travel.
Yeah.
Travel.
Well, it looked like he did, but I was just wondering if they were going to call the travel or the foul. They called the travel.
Travel before Jake McConnell reached in. And the Warriors bring the ball up court. Isaac Johnson in front of the scorer's table. He starts the drive. Will he go to the basket? He does. It's blocked by South and into the hands of Tyler Griffith. Griffith feeds it to Tanner Tibbett. Tibbett down court. Warriors do a good job of getting back. Outside, Havlin thinks about three. Pause, didn't take it, and now misses the shot. Rebound comes to Tim Maddox. Maddox to McConnell. He'll charge to the basket. He puts the shot up and scores it and hit it, and he knocked down Riley Havlin. That was a charge, Scott.
I couldn't tell.
He ran into him. He hit him. Havlin never moved. That's surprising.
Well, they could have called it one way or another, and they didn't call anything. So that, to me, says it's not a foul, right? I don't know.
Havlin at the other end as he starts a move is fouled.
Could have been a flop. I don't think Jacob really touched him that much. Third foul for Tim.
Tim Maddox will be 3 fouls in the game. First foul of the quarter. Well, unless it was a flop, yeah, and I didn't.
They didn't call anything, so.
It's one of those to see it again to see whether he flopped intentionally.
Yeah.
But he was on the floor.
I mean, it was a judgment call for the refs. So.
And McConnell was certainly close to him if he
he
didn't hit him. But he got the basket. Warriors by 20. Here's Jacoby Smith. Jacoby dishes it back outside for Riley Havlin, the young man we're talking about who steps back against Kendall Leppard. Now starts the drive. Dishes it into the corner for Tanner Tibbett. He will not take the shot. Tanner pretty quiet tonight.
2 points.
Inside for Jacoby Smith. Feeds it to Tyler Griffith, who drives the baseline and puts it in. Nice job by Tyler Griffith to get it around the Warrior defense that time. Warriors did not come out and attack. McConnell for 2, no good. Off the iron, rebound to South. Here they come the other way. Now they are running with the ball. Here's Havlin open, did not take the three-point shot. That's unusual, but Griffith will. He'll hit. 3 3-point shots for him tonight. 41-26, lead down to 15. C.J. Hargis will bring it up court to Jake McConnell. Right in front of the Warrior bench, in front of Kevin Johnson, who had some big smiles in that first half, still does. Maybe a little concerned now as South cuts into the lead.
And the Warriors got to keep the foot on the gas. South can turn it on at any moment.
Perimeter ball right now. They go down low to Smith. Feeds it to Hargis, driving the lane. No good. The shot is no good, and the rebound comes to Isaac Johnson, who put it back in.
Well, he was in the right place at the right time.
At 6'3", he has a height advantage underneath. 43-26, and Riley Havlin is fouled as Havlin put up the shot. Ian Smith bashed it into the wall, a block, but Havlin had long been fouled.
Kendall is who they give it to. So that's not good. That's his third.
Yeah, and the second team foul for the Warriors. And South will inbound under their offensive basket right near the entrance here at Lebanon High School. The entrance to the gym. Far side. Here comes Tanner Tibbett, gets a little screen, escapes Johnson, bounce pass underneath. Havlin has it, tries to go against Tyler Romeo. Some battling under there as he backs right into Tyler Romeo. No charge there. And it's out of bounds, last touch by the Warriors. Inbounding Tanner Tibbett. Gets it in to one of the K's. Riley Havlin, he starts the drive. Riley will twist turn. And they're going to call
jump ball.
A possession arrow.
Out of all that, they could have called a few things there.
Right, that was fast. He made a strange spin, and then it looked like he probably traveled.
Yes.
But I guess there was a moment in which one of the defenders got a hand on the ball, and they called a jump ball. That's one of the fastest you'll ever see. Here's Havlin, dishes it in the corner for three.
Tanner
Tibbett. Far side of the court, right along the baseline. Tough shot. He hit it 43-29, so they've got it down to 14.
Well, they've hit 2 threes in the half. In the quarter, I should say.
C.J. to McConnell below us. Back outside to Jake. Tyler Romeo, Ian Smith, C.J. Hargis, Isaac Johnson, and McConnell in the game. Here's Smith. Tries to get it in against two defenders. Jump shot goes.
It's that kind of night, Ray.
He's got the size. He's a couple of inches taller. That's got to be a good feeling for him, and a timeout. Timeout for South.
A technical foul on Tanner Tibbett.
Whoa.
Jawing, he says.
So I saw the official turn to South, and the South coach, Nate Neuschwander, was up. I thought they were going to be calling a timeout, that he was asking for a timeout, but his player had been rung up, Tanner Tibbett. That's why Nate was coming forward to ask why.
Him and Isaac were going up the court, and he must have said something as he was running. That's not something I would expect Tanner Tibbett to, lose his cool like that. He's a senior leader on the team, but he did. So this is big for the Warriors here.
His third foul, and C.J. Hargis will be the young man taking the free throws, and he hits. Makes it 46-29, so the Warriors will get 2 shots in the ball, just as South was beginning to put a little bit of a dent into what had been a 20-point advantage in this quarter for the Warriors. Was down to 14. C.J. misses the second, but the Warriors will get the ball. He's upset. He shakes his head.
Yeah. This could be a turning point in the game here. We'll see.
Warriors with the possession. C.J. Hargis takes the pass from Jake McConnell. C.J. battling against Havlin. It may get a little physical now. They're looking.
I think so.
Starting to get a little active. A lot of reaching. A lot of pushing underneath, trying to get position. Here's Isaac Johnson on a drive. Puts up a floater. Off the arc. No good. Rebound, though. Ian Smith, he puts the shot up, and he's fouled. The shot no good, but he's fouled.
I was beginning to think they weren't going to call the foul there.
And Ian Smith will go to the line for 2. As the Warrior lead is back to 17, and now Ian Smith can add to it. He'll have a couple. And the shot is no good. The rebound, or rather the foul, will be on Tyler Griffith, his second. And we're even at 2 fouls apiece. Past the halfway point of the third quarter. 3:56 remaining, and Ian Smith does hit the second, and the Warrior lead is back to 18. That's where it stood at the half. Here's Shane Brown down low for Ross Downer, who can't hit the shot, but Ian Smith gets the rebound. He blocked out Ross Downer.
Very good job there.
Got the rebound, handed it to C.J. Hargis, who brings it into front court. C.J. in front of the Warrior bench, guarded by Havlin. Ball partially blocked by Havlin, but they get it back. Hargis feeds it to Smith, who missed the layup. And the rebound knocked away out of the hands of Tyler Griffith. And finally, C.J. Hargis winds up with it. Smith knocked it away. Isaac Johnson, far side of the floor. Boy, he's got a battle against Riley Havlin. Here's Riley, picks up a loose ball. He drives down, and Isaac Johnson fouled him as he went up for the shot.
Well, they call him for an intentional foul, and boy.
Did they call the intentional?
They did. I mean, he looked like he was going for the ball there, but they get him for the intentional.
So
not sure about that one.
Isaac Johnson did not get up in the air, and he reached.
I mean, he got the ball, Ray. I don't know how you could call an intentional foul for that.
It didn't look like. Oh, Kevin Johnson takes his coat off. Holy smokes!
He's not.
He may be gone. He's gone. That's a technical.
Well, he has every right to be, Ray, because that wasn't an intentional foul. I'm sorry. And this is the fault of the referees because they let this game get out of control right now.
Isaac Johnson is leaving. So he's, because of the intentional foul. So Kevin, that's his first. Kevin will get the technical. I believe they teed up Kevin, unless.
Maybe they teed up Isaac.
But Kevin was the one protesting. Did they? Isaac Johnson just left. The players would need two also, right?
Yeah, players need two.
Yeah.
I don't know, but, you know, this is the referee's fault because they have not had control of this game for the longest time. A few minutes ago, you said it was going to get out of control, and, well, it just did, Ray.
And Havlin was part of that battle. I mentioned as he was defending Isaac down here.
Yeah.
That it was really close. He wasn't getting Isaac, but he was right up in his face. And staying with him when Isaac would distribute a pass, he would stay right with him, and there was a lot of contact.
And you got to know, Kevin doesn't get angry that often at the officials.
The coat is off.
The coat is off, Ray. I have not seen Kevin Johnson that upset at a call.
He is pacing and talking, hands up. He's smiling. He's not out of control. It's not a Regis moment.
No.
But he is pacing the sideline, and the free throw is no good. And is Kevin gone?
No, he says he's getting water. He's a little getting water.
He was exiting. The free throw is good by Tyler Griffith, and they will have the ball. So it must have been his son Isaac who had a second technical. You can't tell, obviously. Isaac was nearby, must have said something. I don't know how he could. It was his dad, Kevin, who was protesting and vigorously to the official.
Yes.
And there is another shot, so there's a couple of fouls.
Well,
so
because there was an intentional foul and a technical, so that would be 4, and they make 3 of 4.
And he hits the third one. Tyler Griffith, their best player, gets the 3 free throws, which cuts the lead to 16, and they'll have the ball, so this could be a little bit of a turn for South. Kevin finally sits down, but the suit coat came off, and I mean, it came flying off.
I wish I would have seen it, Ray.
That's why I thought maybe he got the technical. Here's Riley Havlin starts a drive, and he is fouled by the Warriors. So he'll go back to the line, and Riley gives a nice pat on the back to Ian Smith, and that's nice to see. Calming things down there. As Tyler Romeo got the foul. That, by the way, is the Warriors' 5th foul, only 2. South will inbound, 2 for South. South inbounds the ball, still with possession. Lead is 16, a
moving
shot for 3 and hitting the floor. Hitting the floor is Riley Havlin, who has bounced to the floor. And let's see, I didn't see who hit him. I was watching the shot. Griffith from the corner.
24 Kendall. That's 4 on Kendall.
Kendall Leopard will go to the bench with his 4th foul, and that will be the Warriors' 6th foul. As Tyler knocked Riley Havlin. Boy, Havlin's been taking a beating, but
he has, huh?
But he's also been pushing, and I have a feeling he's probably been vocal. Just, you know, part of the game. I'm not saying anything nasty.
Yeah. Well, and you know, this is a game that it's getting pretty feisty out there, chippy, if you would say. So,
because he's been hit a couple of times.
Yeah, and he was the one who got hard fouled. I guess it was what they called it.
Ross Downer for Shane Brown, who drives the baseline, dishes it to Jacoby Smith, who loses it out of bounds. And South does not take advantage. They make 3 of the 4 free throws, but they don't take advantage of having possession.
Right. That could have been a 6-point swing for them there. Instead, they only get 3 out of it.
And Jacob McConnell will bring it into front court. Closely guarded by Shane Brown, and he went out of bounds. I believe out of bounds. That had to be the call. The students are standing, and you can't see the boundary line, but he was awfully close. That had to be the call.
The interesting thing is we're going to see how this affects the Warriors right now.
Here's Shane Brown in a drive to the basket, and McConnell reaches around and fouled him. And I was a little bit concerned whether they might call an intentional foul as he reached in.
Well, see, that seemed more like an intentional foul than Isaac's earlier.
Yes, it did.
And that's 7 fouls for the Warriors, 2 for South Albany.
Here's Shane Brown at the line, and he hits. With Isaac's foul, though, I will say this, he did not go up after the ball. He simply reached over. I don't think there was any question, that he wanted either to foul him or to block that ball. Here's Shane Brown hitting both free throws. 47-33, lead down to 14. 2 minutes, 40 seconds, by the way, remaining third quarter. C.J. Hargis now will back up close to midcourt. As the ball knocked away from behind, but Ian Smith got it underneath. Maddox is open on the outside, but will not take the shot, and tried to pass to C.J. Hargis, but it was knocked out of bounds by Riley Havlin. The students are all standing here, and I mean there is a large contingent of students here tonight. We can't see C.J. Hargis try to inbound the ball, and timeout is called. Did the Warriors call timeout?
They did.
Which bench is he looking at?
It was the Warriors.
Warrior timeout. We'll have a 60-second timeout. 2:28 remaining third period. 47-33 Warriors when we come back.
Doug Phillips, financial advisor with Edward Jones, is proud to sponsor Lebanon Warrior Sports on KGAL. Doug Phillips' Edward Jones office is on the corner of South Main and Walker, near the post office in Lebanon. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Need tires? Hi, this is Don from Kenega Tire Factory. From lawnmowers to tractors, cars, and trucks, we have what you need. And Kenega Tire's ASE certified mechanics can help you with your brakes, shocks, struts, alignment, oil changes, and stuff you won't believe. Even propane for your barbecue and RV. Kenega Tire Factory, still at the Y in Lebanon.
You'll always get your money's worth where the food is fresh and original at Ixtapa Family Mexican Restaurant in Lebanon. Roberto and his staff will provide a fun and affordable dining experience. So visit Ixtapa on the corner of Highway 20 and Wheeler Street, where parking is convenient and the atmosphere is sweet.
At Walmart, you'll find lower prices always. That's their pledge to you. And now with the Walmart Superstore, that means you'll find lower prices on just about anything that might possibly be on your shopping list. Walmart, bringing you what you want. Lower prices.
Your Mid-Valley home of the Lebanon Warriors. News Talk 1580, KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Interesting game, 2:28 remaining third quarter. The Warriors, who had a 20-point advantage in this quarter, now have a 14-point lead, 47-33. But the stage has potentially been set for a South run. Kendall Leopard is on the bench with 4 fouls. Isaac Johnson has left the game with 2 technicals, and they have been the 2 leaders, certainly Isaac tonight.
Yeah.
Kendall has picked up a number of points himself. Warriors with the ball. Ball knocked out of bounds by South. Warriors retain possession. 2:21 remaining.
Kendall has 7. Isaac had 18, so they're going to have to find somebody else. Jacob McConnell, he has 12 in the game. He's going to have to step up.
Here's Tyler Romeo, a pass to Hargis, but that does set the stage for a potential comeback.
It does, and it seems like South is getting more confident with every possession.
And Jake McConnell is fouled on the far side by Shane Brown. That will be just a... They took a foul off the board. They had 2 on there a moment ago. Now they've got 2 back. Didn't they have 2 already? Yes, 3.
No, now they put 3. Okay.
Yeah, they made a mistake. They went down on the board rather than up. Warriors almost lose it on the inbounds, and they do. CJ tried to pass it on a bounce to Ian Smith, and Ian had it go off his hands right into the Warrior bench. Turnover, 2:07 remaining. 14-point lead. South could really make a good run and make it manageable for a fourth quarter here. It could still get very interesting.
The Warriors just need to survive and get out of this quarter with a 10-plus point lead.
Here's Riley Havlin, feeds it into the corner for 3. It will not go for South, in the rebound to Tim Maddox. He was wide open for that 3. Warriors with the ball. Tyler Romeo, far side, bounce pass for Smith, drives against Ross Downer, puts a shot up, might have been partially blocked. And on the rebound, they'll call a foul. And it looks like the foul is going to go against Ian Smith. No?
Yeah, it is.
Yes. Ian wants to go to the line, so let's see what's happening here. Now Ian learns that the foul is against him. He looks to Kevin Johnson. Johnson smiles, arms folded. It's a sarcastic smile.
Because I think Ian got fouled going up.
But the foul will be on him, his first, and that is the 8th Warrior foul, so it's a 1-and-1 for Ross Downer. And he does not hit Tim Maddox. No, Ian Smith got the rebound and feeds it to CJ. CJ, a little fire there, a shake of the head. Maybe a little rebel yell for CJ. Tyler Romeo starts a drive, dishes it to CJ. He's open just inside the three-point arc, maybe just outside. Hard to tell with the crowd standing. Here's McConnell. McConnell starts a drive. McConnell dishes it outside to CJ. CJ will go into the paint, puts up a floater, kind of a wild shot, no good. Rebound knocked away, but Downer can't control it. He tried to save it. He hits the ground, and he may have hurt his ankle. No, he'll be all right. He will come out, perhaps. Yes, he will, as one of the Ks. 3 Ks on the team from the junior varsity, and the numbers are not. Do any of them match their numbers, Scott? I haven't even really checked that. Here's the Warriors on an inbounds pass.
I don't think so.
Knocked away.
I know for a fact it's not Brian Kelly, because that was the big guy in the JV game with the beard that we saw. So it's not Brian Kelly, but I don't know. It could be any of the other Ks.
Here's Jacob McConnell, drives to the basket. He missed the layup off the glass. A battle for it. On the ground goes Ian Smith, but one of the Ks grabs it. Havlin at the other end. Boy, he's active. He just keeps dribbling. Fires it outside for Tyler Griffith. He's dangerous, and he hits for 3. 47-36, 51 seconds remaining. CJ falls to the ground. Travel, yes. CJ slipped as Jacoby Smith was moving in toward him, and CJ was going to try to make a move around Jacoby. He slipped, and his feet, once they move and you're on the ground, that's a travel.
Yeah.
And down by 11, South with the ball. They inbound to Shane Brown. Back it comes, probably a travel by Smith, no call. He keeps possession. Smith dishes it in the corner for Griffith. Look out, off the iron, no good. Rebound tipped by South. Smith, it's on the floor. Smith grabs it, dishes it outside. Now in the corner for Shane Brown. Brown a drive in the paint, puts up a shot. Oh, couldn't get it off the glass. Rebound to Tim Maddox. Warriors were fortunate there. Maddox is hounded by Jacoby Smith, who commits the foul. 4th team foul. 47-36. Shane Brown had a good look at the basket. He had to go up over a couple of defenders, but he had a good look to get to the glass and put it off too hard. And Tim Maddox got the rebound. That would have put the lead down to single digits. So the Warriors escape a big basket there, and they have the ball. Jake McConnell starts to drive. He puts it off the glass or off the iron. No good. Smith got the rebound. He wants a foul. No call.
I'm shocked.
And the Warrior bench, the coaches are yelling.
He's getting hacked, Ray. He's getting hacked.
Here's Shane Brown, who traveled with the ball behind his back. No call. Puts up a shot. No good. Ian Smith underhands to Hargis at the buzzer off the top of the basket. No good. Shane Brown carried the ball behind his back.
Yes.
He took a step with the ball. He was losing control. He wasn't trying anything tricky. He just lost control and bobbled it behind his back. There was no call there. They missed the shot. Ian Smith got the rebound, got it to C.J. Hargis. He fired and hit the top of the backboard to end the 3rd quarter. The Warriors are up by 11, but there were a couple of chances to make it worse. Let's see what happens. 4th quarter, 47-36 Warriors.
We're Linco Federal Credit Union. Keep your money in Linn County with Linco Federal Credit Union. Enjoy a visit with one of our friendly staff at a neighborhood branch near you today. Linco Federal Credit Union in Albany, Lebanon, and Sweet Home. In Linn, you're in.
Family owned and operated since 1979, Crabtree Auto stresses the small stuff when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. An oil change every 3,000 miles is a small thing now, but adds up to big rewards down the road. Crabtree Auto on Hill Street, just south of 9th in Albany.
Has your stove lost its heat? Is your fridge or freezer no longer cold? Does your washer leave soap in your clothes, or has your dryer stopped tumbling? Then who are you going to call? Like New Appliance at 259-1131, of course. Like New Appliance, where every appliance shines like new.
Lynn Lanes in Lebanon, home of the best burger in town.
Good family fun. Bowling.
Open every day and until 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday nights. Ballistic bowling starts at 10 on Saturday nights.
Stop by Lynn Lanes in Lebanon.
1580 KGAL.
This may be interesting. Warrior 18-point lead at the half has been cut to 11. They have possession, though, to start the fourth quarter. Playing without Kendall Leopard, who has 4 fouls, and playing the rest of the game without Isaac Johnson, who had a terrific game. 2 technicals on him. He had to leave the court. C.J. Hargis, a bounce pass to Tyler Romeo. Tyler with the dribble, backs up. Jake McConnell, Ian Smith. Tim Maddox also in the game, starting a drive. Tyler Romeo has his shot blocked, but Smith, Tim Maddox runs it down. C.J. guarded by Riley Havlin. Boy, he is fast, though. He's got those feet. He's very quick with the feet. Here's Jacob McConnell, starts a drive to the basket. His shot is a little bit short, but they will say he was pushed as he went into the paint, so he will go to the line to try to increase this Warrior lead. South had a couple of chances to cut the lead down to single digits, and we haven't seen that since early in the first quarter.
Yeah.
They had a couple of chances at the end of the third quarter, didn't take advantage. Jake McConnell hits the shot. 48-36. A reminder from Little Caesars, it's Friday night. How about a pizza? Grab a hot and ready $5 pizza at Little Caesars. They're near the River Center. The new and only Little Caesars in Lebanon. Shot is got the roll. Perfect. 49-36. Warriors needed those. Here's South and Tyler Griffith. Tyler backs up from the baseline, puts a jumper over Maddox, no good. Smith knocked the ball out of bounds. And Ian groans, but that one I think was reasonable. He was in a battle with one of the K's, number 4, but certainly he reached out for the ball.
He did.
South will inbound. In the corner for 3 for Tyler Griffith. Off the iron, no good. He's hit 3 tonight, but he's missed his last couple. Smith, long court, down court pass to McConnell. McConnell to the basket. Puts up a shot. Wow! He got it to go. An underhanded layup high off the glass, and he got it to drop. 51-36. Driving to the basket is Havlin. The ball, he drove right into Ian Smith, who got the ball. He passes to Hargis, and coming over the back of Hargis and knocking him to the floor, trying for a steal, is number 4, one of the K's, who will pick up a foul. His first, the 6th team foul. The Warriors have 8. You know, these games get so physical, you feel sorry for the officials, but I mean, some of them are obvious, like that one.
They are.
And you have time, because sometimes we complain that a foul is missed, but the ball is moving so quickly and sometimes so sloppily. Here's Ian Smith with a shot on the inbounds pass. Couldn't get it. He got the rebound, and he is fouled, and he slams the ball on the court. He should not do that. C.J. Hargis gives him a little calming hug and a little slap.
Well, he's more
a Hargis smile.
He's frustrated with himself because he felt like he had 2 good opportunities to make a basket there, and he didn't. He ended up drawing a foul, though. So
Kendall Leopard yells something at him. One of the coaches over there, Combs Keppel, Kendall Leopard, asked him to sit down, and Ian Smith misses the free throw. It's crazy. Ian Smith with his second shot, and he hits. So the Warriors, with 3 straight free throws to start this quarter, extend the lead to 16, and they needed that. 52-36 certainly gives themselves breathing room with Isaac Johnson out and Leopard on the bench.
Yeah.
Here's Havlin, and Havlin is fouled. Or is it Tanner? No, it's Tanner. No, it's Jacoby, 32. Jacoby Smith. Jacoby Smith is fouled, and that is a 9th foul, so it's a 1-and-1 coming here. With his team down by 16, they're in a Bill Schonely moment. They need to make their free throws, and he does. Hits the first. For over 50 years, Mega Foods has been offering the best quality and taste. More than just a supermarket, also a very good neighbor, Mega Foods in Albany and Lebanon. Second shot is good by Jacoby Smith, 52-38. Here's C.J. Hargis, pressure in the backcourt, and reaching in is one of the K's, the 0. And he may regret that, as C.J. Hargis will have a 1-and-1 coming, and the 8th team foul for South Albany. 6:20 remaining in the 4th, final quarter, final home game of the year. A packed gym Victorian Chocolate Company. Yes, I know Valentine's Day is over, but there may be special occasions for you. And if you're looking for chocolates, you can't find any fresher and better tasting than Victoria Chocolate Company. The Bright Purple Building near Ralston Park in Lebanon. Order online, victorian-chocolate.com. Shot is, in and out, no good. Tim Maddox battling for the rebound. Kelly got the rebound, and let's see who committed the foul. I hope that wasn't on the rebound. It may have been.
I think it was on Maddox.
Well, Tim Maddox will pick up his, I was going to say third, that's his fourth foul on Tim, and that's 10, so it's a double bonus situation for South. And they can certainly use that situation and maybe dent this lead as number 4 shoots and misses. Again, if you're just joining, you're a South fan, I apologize for not having those numbers. They were not sent up to us, and we're nowhere near the scorer's table. It's on the floor below us and on the opposite side of the gym. Shot is good. He makes 1 of 2, 52-39. Back within 13, but only 6:17 remaining in the ballgame. Warriors' biggest lead was 20 in the third quarter, 18 at the half, 16 after 1 quarter. Here's Jake McConnell driving, has his shot blocked by number 4. Passes to Shane Brown. Brown into front court. He'll go all the way to the basket, and it's blocked by Ian Smith. But then he came down, and he did hit the body of Shane Brown after the block.
That was just a clean block, though, Ray.
But he hit the body of Brown as he came down with the hand.
Well, yeah, but Brown was kind of going into him, too.
It's out of bounds to South. South, Tanner Tibbett thought about the 3, drives the baseline, and they're going to call a block on Tyler Romeo. Tyler Romeo, C.J. Hargis, Tim Maddox, Jake McConnell, and Ian Smith in the ball game for the Warriors. So with that foul, again, 2 shots coming, and this time it's Tanner Tibbett, who has been quiet tonight, but he has talent.
Yeah, he's made his only 2 free throw attempts of the game. He's got 5 points. Good free throw shooter.
Hits 52-40. In the Warrior favor is the fact that it is the fourth quarter and 5:55 remaining, as Tyler Romeo will go to the bench and Josh Alley will check in. Tanner Tibbett is 2 for 2, and the lead has narrowed to 11, 52-41.
The Warriors just got to find somebody to step up and take the scoring load for them.
C.J. Hargis passed to Tim Maddox. Maddox had to back up to get it, but did. Passes to McConnell. McConnell dishes to Alley, driving to the basket. Missed the layup off the glass. Rebound tipped by Maddox into the hands of Tyler Griffith, one of the South players who lost it for a moment, got it back. Hands to Shane Brown, and here they come. Will they get it under 10? Driving to the basket is Tanner Tibbett, who puts it up and in, and the lead is 9. It is under double digits. First time since early in the first quarter. And they're going to call a turnover on CJ. Did he push an arm from one of the defenders? That's what the official indicates.
Yeah, they said it was the hook, and that's 4 on CJ.
So his 4th foul. It's an offensive foul, so that's not a shooting foul for South, but they have the ball. Here's Tibbett driving into the paint, puts up a shot. They wave off the shot. He was fouled beforehand, and Tanner maybe going to the line here. Let's see who picks up this foul. Tanner Tibbett is back at the line, and that's a danger for the Warriors to put him there. Still have not seen the number go up as he went into the paint and was fouled. Will be on C.J. Hargis.
No, it's Josh Alley.
Good, boy.
Yeah.
C.J. would have had his 5th. That's Josh Alley's 2nd. First they put up Hargis's number, but they only had 2 fouls after. Tanner Tibbett hits, and he does not hit, but he hits 1, making it an 8-point lead, 52-44.
Warriors still got to score here. 52 is not going to win them this game.
Lots of time remaining. Ooh, dangerous bounce pass, almost stolen by Tibbett. Kendall Leopard back in the ballgame. A dangerous pass by him is knocked away by South, but into the hands of Jake McConnell, who feeds it to Leopard. Leopard's shot is up and in.
Yes.
roll off the rim and finally down. The Warriors got lucky there. Ball was stolen by South, but the Warriors got it back and hit that shot. Here's a shot for 3. It is good by Jacoby Smith, 54-47. So they exchanged baskets, 3-2 in favor of South. The lead narrowed to 7, 54-47, 4:41 remaining. 30-second timeout on KGAL.
Serving the Mid-Valley for 37 years with collision, mechanical, glass, and RV repair, Pacific Auto Services is now Stavros Auto Services. Same people, same commitment to excellence. You've got their name on it. Call Stavros Auto Services at 541-926-7248.
Making life easier and more productive, that's what Lynn Benton Tractor can do for you. And it all begins by discovering how the full line of Kubota equipment can help.
We're still doing business the American way.
Highway 99E Tangent.
KGAL.
It's been strange. Oh, welcome back. You may have heard me say sometimes the officiating is strange. We were just talking about the matter in the third quarter in which Isaac Johnson had gotten called for an intentional foul. That's a technical. And then as his father was debating the call and the official was over there, whatever happened, Kevin Johnson, the coach, took his jacket off, fired it to the bench, and was right in the face of the official, and there was a technical called. The assumption immediately for me that Kevin had to have the technical, even just throwing the jacket.
Right, or if not, getting in the face of the official.
Absolutely, but Isaac somehow got picked up the technical.
Thus, he got kicked out of the game, and the game has turned for the worst for the Warriors since then.
So Isaac is gone for the night. The Warriors with the 7-point advantage in the ball. They get it to Josh Alley. It's knocked away by South into the hands of one of the Kellys. Number 4 feeds it to Tanner Tibbett, almost stolen by Alley. Tibbett has it into the paint. He's going to be fouled from behind, and he will be going to the line again for 2. He missed one the last time, but he could very well hit a couple that would narrow this lead to 5. Holy basketball mode. 4:21 remaining. The Archery Hut invites you to stop by. Any interest in archery? It's a family sport. The Archery Hut just past the Moose Lodge on Crowfoot Road. Shot is good. Well, you could say 90% chance it's going to be down to 5 here in a moment.
Yes.
The Archery Hut on Crowfoot Road in Lebanon. Everything you need for an archer, including lessons from Master Archer John Stone. Tanner Tibbett sets. It is down to 5 points at 54-49, a lead that was 20 in the third quarter.
It's 13-7. South has outscored Lebanon in the quarter here.
Here's Jake McConnell on a drive, takes it to the basket, tries to dish it underneath to Alley, gives it to Leopard. Leopard comes outside, tried to get the shot, couldn't get it. Did a good job of backing up with the ball. Jake McConnell has it, left wing. Hargis, middle of the floor, standing right in the circle at midcourt here at Lebanon High School. Leopard in front of the Warrior bench. Cross court for McConnell. McConnell bounce pass to Hargis. Hargis starts a little drive in the paint. Bounce pass outside for Leopard. Leopard is open. They're not going to take the shot. They're going to have to score. Tyler Romeo, they're slowing down with the ball. Here's Colson Shanks for 3. He got it. He got it.
Big shot, Colson.
He likes that 3-point shot.
Yeah, he's been struggling on the year. Oh, Tanner for 3.
Tibbett for 3 off the iron, comes down, no good.
Warriors.
Ball knocked out of bounds by South, and Warriors will bring it up court with 3:30 remaining.
Boy, that was a big shot, Ray. Huge shot.
I was just going to say they were standing and not shooting, and sometimes that can be a danger.
Yes,
if you wait for that shot. But he wasn't moving, but he likes the 3-point shot.
He does. He got a good, clean look at it, so he decided to take it.
CJ, bounce pass. Tyler Romeo to Leopard, up. Oh, no good. Rebound by Tyler Romeo.
Yes,
puts it up
Romeo!
59-49, the Warriors with the 10-point advantage. Here's a shot by Tanner Tibbett for 3. Air ball, no good. Kelly, or one of the K's, gets it. Shane Brown for 3, no good. Rebound, battle, and possession error is going to come here. It will belong to South. Well, the Warrior lead is back to 10 after the 3-point shot by Colson Shanks and the 2-point shot by Kendall Leopard. 5 quick points makes the lead 10. You feel a little better with 3:03 remaining.
The Warriors are going to have to make some free throws down the stretch to win this game.
5, and South throws it away, yes, off the hands of Tanner Tibbett from Tyler Griffith.
And the Warriors are also going to need South to turn the ball over a little bit also.
But the lead is 10 points, and that looks good with 3 minutes. Those were 5 huge points. That shot by Colson Shanks, his first basket of the night, was a monumental shot for the Warriors in this game.
Yes, very.
Timeout for the Warriors. I guess we can take 30 seconds. We will take 30 seconds. We'll be back, hopefully finishing up tonight with a Warrior victory. They lead by 10.
Need extra money? H&R Block offers the Emerald Advance, a line of credit up to $1,000 that you can start using today. No W-2 required. Stop by a participating office to apply or call 1-800-HR-BLOCK to learn more. H&R Block Emerald Advance, line of credit offered through H&R Block Bank. Member FDIC at participating offices subject to credit approval. Please apply. See HR Block/Emerald Advance for details. 2012 HRB Tax Group Incorporated offered January 15, 2013. OVTP B1550.
Hi, this is Serena at your neighborhood H&R Block in Albany, Lebanon, Corvallis. Call us today at 541-928-6432 and see what it means to never settle for less when it comes to your taxes.
1580 KGAL.
A reminder from Lynn Benton Community College: get started, get finished, and save a bundle of money on tuition, travel, housing. Prepare for virtually any career choice you might like. At Lynn Benton Community College, the wise choice. Lynn Benton, right here in Lebanon, also the main campus in Albany, Sweet Home, and Corvallis, LBCC. Warriors, after that timeout, talk things over. They have the 10-point advantage in the ball. Now they can really try to use up the time with perimeter basketball.
Yeah. They don't have to shoot. I mean,
try to get fouled. Here's McConnell, splits two defenders, passes it to Leopard, who puts it up and in.
Well, I mean, unless you get a good look, then you can shoot, huh?
McConnell was amazing to get through two defenders, and then he fed it to Leopard underneath. That ball rolled around.
McConnell with a steal.
Leopard on a drive, switches to the right hand, gets to the basket, puts a crazy shot up, no good. Rebound, though, to Colson Shanks, off the iron, no good. Tip. Shanks tries to get it. Leopard has it.
Yes,
and Leopard puts it back. And the Warriors are going to win this game. 63-49, a 9-0 run for the Warriors. Shane Brown in the corner for Griffith. Griffith will try for three. Maybe not so fast, Mr.
Now, why'd you say that, Ray?
63-52.
21 for Griffith on the night.
63-52, 2:06 remaining. But the Warriors can play perimeter basketball. 2 minutes left and wait to be fouled. Oh, off the feet of Leopard. Into the hands of Jacoby Smith to the basket. Up and in. Warriors got careless there. 63-54. Leopard with the ball. In backcourt, hands it to C.J. Hargis. South does not want to foul yet. Now they do. They foul Hargis.
Well,
they have to foul now. 1:46 and a 9-point lead for the Warriors. Nate Neuschwander says something to the coach, says something to Shane Brown. C.J. Hargis, with what is the 9th team foul, will be at the line. It's still a 1-and-1 now.
Not sure what that official was doing. He was over there getting ready to handle the ball out of bounds, but that was the 9th foul. That's free throws for the Warriors.
And it's a defensive foul, so it's a shooting foul. And C.J. hits the free throw. 10-point lead once again. 1:46 remaining. 64-54 Warriors. C.J. Hargis, just a junior, sets again, and this looks good. Oh, it is. 65-54. Long down court pass, almost intercepted. Tyler Romeo to the basket goes Jacoby Smith. Great pass from out of bounds, and timeout for South. 65-56. Warriors with a 9-point advantage and 1:41 to go. Let's see, Scott, it's 9:15. This 141 with this kind of a battle, even though it's a 9-point deficit, we could be done by 10. I mean, there might be.
That might be a good.
I don't know how
guess.
Many timeouts remain and how many fouls will be called.
I know the Warriors can't have too many timeouts remaining. They used 2 in the first quarter, and they've used some since then, so they can't have too many. But you know, it's going to be a long time here. This minute 41 is going to be a while, and it's going to come down if the Warriors can make some free throws. 10 of 15 on the night, so they're doing pretty good. Just got to keep it up. They got to get the ball into the hands of the right people.
How about South from the free throw line? What are they?
They are 10, 15, 19 of 10, 25. 19 of 25. Oh, that's not bad. That's keeping them in the game, right?
Yeah, certainly is. But the Warriors have the 9-point advantage, 65-56. They have the ball. In backcourt, C.J. Hargis, right in front of the mats with the Warrior name. Inbounds pass to Jake McConnell. McConnell, double team, loses it off the feet of Griffith. South has the ball. Havlin knocks down C.J. Hargis. No foul there. Shot no good by Ross Downer. Rebound comes down, and let's see what's Havlin on the battle, 22. And let's see if Havlin will pick up the foul. The Warriors are coming the other way, so the Warriors get the benefit of battle on the rebound. So here we go. Clock stops, and it's now 9:15.
I'm going to say 9:25. We are done with this game.
All right.
That's my guess.
1:31 remaining. And going to the free throw line will be, is that Chad Nissen?
That is
one. What is it? One?
That's 14. Colson Shanks.
Oh, 14. Can't see him from the side. There it is. Colson misses the first free throw. So Colson Shanks, Kendall Leopard, Ian Smith, Jake McConnell, and C.J. Hargis are the Warrior 5 as Colson sets for a second shot. This one looks better, and it is. 66-56. Shane Brown dishes it down in the corner for Jacoby Smith. Drives to the basket, gets Ian Smith in the air. Smith will commit the foul. And Jacoby Smith will be going to the free throw line for a couple as Ian Smith will pick up a foul. That was not one of the harder fouls of the night. It looked like he went right past.
Yeah.
It looked like Jacoby Smith had put an excellent fake on him to get him into the air to miss him.
Yeah, once you get your guy in the air, all you got to do is go back up again, and you'll get the foul.
Second foul is all on Ian for the night, and that's surprising, the battle that he would have underneath in this physical contest. But it's a two-shot foul for Jacoby Smith, who missed the first. And boy, they need them all, and the second shot is in. 66-57, so once again under double digits. But a 9-point lead, 1:23 remaining, and they trap C.J. Hargis. In fact, he gets the timeout. Finally, they pushed him. They wanted, I think, the foul, but he got the timeout called. And the Warriors will take a timeout with 1:20 remaining and a 66-57 advantage. I think it's just a matter of time till they count down the seconds to what will only be their second victory on the year, but they would be moving into a tie with South and Woodburn with 3 victories, except for the forfeiture. And the strangest forfeiture you'll ever find is the junior varsity coach was thrown out of the game with a couple of technicals. They seem very mild technicals from what we hear, but was thrown out of the game, so he can't be there for the junior varsity game, but came back and sat in the gym for the varsity game, not on the bench, but behind the bench, but sat in the gym, and apparently that is illegal according to the ejection as well. You can't come back in the gym. We pointed out at that time when Scott brought the rules that it really is very vague.
Yeah, it's not a clearly written rule by any means, but if it's in there somewhere, you can't do it.
And athletic director Rob Allen had thought after reading the rules that it was okay.
Yeah.
But it turned out the Warriors had to forfeit that game. Barring that, this would be their third victory, tying them with South and Woodburn. Instead, they'll be a game behind both.
It actually would have been ahead of Woodburn because
I keep forgetting. That's right.
That would have been a loss.
We wouldn't have the 3 wins.
That's right. They would have been in about 6th place right now.
I made that mistake in the pregame. Warriors try to inbound, and let's see what the call is. It take too long. I think so.
Yeah, he did.
Jake McConnell used more than 5 seconds to inbound that ball, and the ball will go back to South. Still, the lead is 9. They had it down to 5 at one point, but then 5 consecutive Warrior points. Here's Riley Havlin on a hook, and how did he get that to go? A left-handed hook.
Don't know.
Got the roll. It is down to 7. C.J. Hargis to McConnell. McConnell's going to quickly be fouled. No, and yes, he is. Shane Brown. I thought they were going to let that go for a moment. As again, McConnell split 2 defenders, but Shane Brown did wrap him.
Well, they called the kick ball, so they didn't call foul. Yeah.
Ought to keep an eye on the officials.
Well, it's hard to see him down there, with the crowd and everything.
I already assumed that was the call, that Shane Brown had reached in and tapped him. Here's C.J. Hargis with the ball. C.J. will use up some time. McConnell not fouled by Brown. Brown wanted to foul him, and now he simply wraps up C.J. Hargis. That's why Shane had the conversation with Nate Neuschwander earlier. I think Nate was telling him, you're the DF, the designated fouler.
Must have been.
I mean, doesn't that waste a lot of time, waiting for him to go from McConnell to Hargis?
Yeah.
The one that's guarding Hargis, you're thinking simply reach out and foul him.
You'd think.
Here's a shot by CJ that is good, 67-59. 55 seconds remaining, 9:19.
Well, we'll see here. We got 6 minutes to play 55 seconds if my prediction's right.
But still 55 seconds remaining, and C.J. Hargis is perfect on 2. 68-59. Warriors by 9. South inbounds. Tanner Tibbett quickly in the front court. Shane Brown for 3. Air ball hits the bottom of the web, no good. Rebound though by South. Bouncing in, Riley Havlin on the charge. No, they'll be called a foul.
Bucket is good. And a foul. 68-61.
Kendall Leopard.
He's out.
Fouls out. They have 2 fouls on the board showing for Kendall Leopard.
He has more than that.
Not quite. It's 5. He gets a hug from the team.
He played a long time here in this quarter with 4 fouls, so good job, Kendall. And now they're chanting Kendall.
C.J. Hargis comes over to slap hands with him. It's a nice moment. The Warriors feel that they've got this in hand, even though it's a 7-point lead, and Riley Havlin will be at the line, 44 seconds to go.
They still got to make some free throws.
If he hits 2, it's 5 points and a 2-possession game.
He's only getting 1 because he made the basket, remember.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Things start to get out of hand at this point.
Well, it's been one of those games, Ray. It's been a crazy game. So he could cut it to 6, though.
It's still a 2-possession game if he hits the free throw. And now the officials are talking, I'm not sure about what. As remind you, R.J. Armstrong and Associates, masters of underground and excavation work. Get any done this weekend? Call them at 451-4286. R.J. Armstrong, shot is no good, in and out. The Warriors retain a 3-possession game, and Riley Havlin reaches in and fouls Tyler Romeo. That's big. 7 points makes it a 3-possession contest. It could have been down to 2, but they missed the free throw. Riley Havlin commits his 4th foul, and Tyler Romeo, with a little bit of encouragement from both Tim Maddox and C.J. Hargis, will go to the line and will shoot 2 as both teams are in the double bonus, and the first one will not be good. Second shot coming.
Tyler really hasn't had too many free throws this year, and definitely none in this sort of pressure-packed situation. So see if he calms down and makes the second one, though.
That one looks good. It is. Sometimes just on the release you can see it going, and it did.
Yeah.
69-61. 3-point possession, 40 seconds to go. Driving to the basket, Havlin, and Havlin is fouled on his way to the basket. So Riley Havlin will shoot a pair, but the best that can do, well, he could lower it to 6. I was going to say 7, but that would be 6. Riley Havlin will go to the line as he drove into a crowd trying to draw that foul, and darn it, he did. I didn't see a foul go up on the board. It's Tyler Romeo, and that's his 5th, so Tyler Romeo goes to the sidelines. Kendall Leppard is there. Isaac Johnson is out with the 2 technicals.
Yeah.
Jake McConnell, Tim Maddox, Colson Shanks. C.J. Hargis will stay in the game along with Ian Smith. So the Warrior 5 trying to nail down this 8-point lead right now and make it the 3rd conference victory of the year. And the 6th win of the season for the Warriors. The shot is no good.
Oh, that's helpful.
That is very helpful.
Riley's missed 2 in a row.
The best he can do now is cut the lead to 8, and that would be 3 possessions, and he does, but it's a big difference. 38 seconds to go. Warriors inbound. Jake McConnell with the ball. McConnell not fouled yet. Tyler Griffith on him, and finally reaching around is Tanner Tibbett. You know, I'm not sure, for example, Tyler Griffith certainly had a shot at him, why he didn't foul. Instead of waiting until he got around Griffith and reached Tanner Tibbett, and Tanner Tibbett commits the foul, and that's his 5th. He's gone.
Yeah, I don't know. Griffith, I only have him down for 2 fouls, so it's not like, he was running the risk of getting out of the game.
Wouldn't you say he certainly had the opportunity if he wanted to foul Jake McConnell?
Yes, I would say he did. I don't know why he didn't, but...
So Jake will go to the line for 2. 69-62 is the score. 32 seconds remaining. 9:25.
Uh-oh. I don't think I'm going to make it. I should have said 9:30.
Jake, no, in and out. Tim Maddox and Ian Smith come out to exhort Jake McConnell in his second shot. That I was going to say that one had the good-looking release, but it does not drop either. 69-62. South with the ball. Here's Havlin for 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound, Colson Shanks. That should do it. 23 seconds remaining. He has fouled. Shane Brown may have been the culprit. 22 seconds left. A 7-point lead. And the key thing again is the number of possessions it would require to get 7 or more points, and that would be 3 possessions with 22 seconds. Not easily done.
And that's Shane Brown's 5th, so he's out of the game.
So good night, Shane. Several players fouling out. Colson Shanks will be the player at the line with 2 shots for the Warriors. The Warriors, who lost 86-60 at South, 26 points. They were down by 9 after 1, 17 at the half. It was the Warriors who led by 16 after 1 and 18 at the half here tonight. And Colson Shanks makes this one an 8-point lead. One more, and the best they could do in 3 possessions is tie.
Yeah.
Things are looking good on the scoreboard as Colson Shanks sets that release. Look good again. Maybe you can't always tell. Rebound is battled. It's on the floor. Colson finally winds up battling for it.
And they're going to, somebody fouled him.
And he'll go back to the line.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
Balloons are being held up here.
Oh, right in your face.
Love balloons. It was Riley Havlin, and good night, Riley. Riley is gone, and he is exasperated. He has put up a good battle tonight. You have to say that.
Oh, yeah, he has.
And he has been the victim of some hard hits under the basket a couple of times. And he stomps the floor. I don't know, maybe you could hear that even through the microphone. He stomped the floor, just upset with what has happened in this game. I can't see the basket now for the balloons. And
he made it.
Good. Colson Shanks hits the shot. They're love balloons, I guess, intended for the Warriors.
Huh?
Maybe somebody gave that young lady the love balloons.
Maybe, and now Colson's getting examined. It looks like he's bleeding or something.
9:28.
Well, maybe I should have said 9:45 like you did. And now Colson is, he's bleeding, I think. So they're going to go bandage him up. Zach Short checks in the ball game. They haven't put the free throw on the board. He did make it.
Zach Short is coming in to shoot, and he gets a nice round of applause.
There it is. Now they got the 71st point on the board, so that's good.
Riley Havlin with his 5th foul is gone. His first shot was good, but Zach Short takes the second one. He misses, but Ian Smith got the rebound. Jake McConnell drives to the basket. He was fouled, but no call. I don't think the officials want to stop it now with the 9-point advantage.
It's over, Red.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes! The Warriors win it by 9. There is nothing as sweet as one victory for a team that loses night after night, and once again it's like a Super Bowl moment as the crowd rushes the floor. The players are hugging one another, big smiles, a tough physical game, and you can see the exasperation, just the opposite, on the faces of the South players.
Yeah.
As Lebanon's still waiting for South to come out to shake hands. Not that they're being unsportsmanlike, not at all. I think Nate Neuschwander is giving them a good talk for the heck of an effort that they put up tonight after they were down by 20 and cut the lead to 5 at one point. But you can see the dejected look in the way that they walk, the look of the shoulders and the faces, just very exasperated tonight. But the Warriors obviously very pleased to get the second game victory over South. They split the season series just as they did last year. South wins on their home floor, but they lose here at Lebanon. Final score tonight, Lebanon hangs on really, and then some good foul shots and a key 3-point shot when the lead had been cut to 5 with plenty of time left in the game. A 3-point shot by Colson Shanks, another basket by Kendall Leopard made it 10. Then they exchanged some baskets. The Warriors got it back up to 14. Final margin is 9, 71-62. The Warriors win it. We'll take a timeout, get the stats, and say goodnight.
Taking a detour down a gravel road isn't fun for you or your tires. Luckily at Les Schwab, along with great prices, all of our car or pickup tires come with the kind of protection most other places don't give you, like free flat repairs and more. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
You will come out a winner at Power Honda. Their talented staff will show you how easy it is to get the vehicle you want and the payment you need. Check out mypowerhonda.com. Call 928-0122 or just go in to Power Honda, Highway 20 east of I-5 in Albany, your Honda Superstore.
Albany Burgerville is now featuring the Ham Havarti Sandwich, all natural Diamond Ranch ham layered with melted Havarti cheese on a toasted hoagie roll and the chocolate hazelnut milkshake. Pick up an Albany Burgerville rewards card now. Cash for every dollar spent. Albany Burgerville, fresh, local, sustainable.
Willamette Community Bank is proud to support local high school sports, music, and scholastic programs. Hi, this is Kevin Thomas, Vice President with Willamette Community Bank. Be part of the team and get behind our schools and our future leaders, serving you with branches in Albany and Lebanon.
Willamette Community Bank, service like no other, we promise. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop, offering lunch and dinner, takeout, and catering too. Here's Bob.
Come down and visit us and try some of our hand-tossed pizzas, my friends. That's right, hand-tossed.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop, in the heart of Lebanon on Oak, between Main and 2nd.
1580 KGAL.
Well, a very, very happy group here tonight as the Warriors win it 71-62 over South. I mean, it was a battle. It was very physical, a little bit more than physical, kind of rough. And the tempers flared a couple of times tonight. But that's going to happen in the kind of banging that you see under the basket. It is particular to high school ball. There's just not, I've said it many times, you don't see as much separation on the floor as you generally see once you get up to the college level.
Yeah.
And it's just, it gets a little bit crazy. Sometimes, I would not want to be an official, I would say that. I think sometimes it's hard to call the game because there are so many different spots that you would be watching and you would see somebody pushing or bumping into somebody, and many times that ball moves around on some maybe careless passes, hits so many hands, and it changes possession so many times that it's hard to get the whistle blown perhaps. If you were an official, you'd have to keep the whistle in your mouth at every moment because you've got to blow it in an instant. The ball bounces around so quickly, so it's not an easy thing. But as a result, you see a lot of fouling taking place and a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving for position and just advantage to the basket or maybe to set a screen. And then the tempers begin to flare because people are getting shoved, they're getting pushed in the back or whatever. So you get little battles going on of people guarding each other. And pretty soon it gets awfully rough, and it did, particularly in the second half tonight. But the Warriors hold on for the 71-62 victory. Do you have the stats already?
I do.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I am surprised. How about telling me what happened?
Well, let's see here. First, I'd like to say that this is, we know that the Warriors have technically won 3 Mid-Willamette Conference games. The, the record in the paper says 2 and everything. And this is the first time since the 07-08 season that the Warriors have won multiple Mid-Willamette Conference games.
The last time when they beat South twice in a season in 07.
There you go.
It was a good team.
That's a long time. I mean, technically they do have 3, but still that's quite an accomplishment.
I think that would be the team that went to Woodburn in a tie with Woodburn in a playoff game to see which one got 4th place. I don't know why, but they played at Woodburn and Woodburn won that game.
No, that was the 06-07 season.
Oh, was it the season prior?
Yeah, the 07-08, they only had 2 wins that year, and they were both in conference. So, but yeah, not bad for the Warriors. How did they get there? Well, I'm about to tell you. Rebounding, South Albany did win the rebounding category. Not surprised, they did get a lot of offensive rebounds. 39-37, so it was pretty close. The Warriors did end up closing the gap a bit, but just not enough to catch them in that category. Free throws tonight, South Albany 21 of 30, so a good percentage for South Albany. Really kept them in the game for the longest time. The Warriors 16 of 25, so not a great shooting night, but they made them down the stretch when they needed to make them. Turnovers, South Albany committed 29 turnovers, but only 9 of them in the second half.
Yeah.
That also helped fuel the comeback in the second half. They only committed 9 in the second half. The Warriors 24 on the night, so I said before we might see 25 plus for each team, and well, we almost did. A lot of turnovers tonight. South Albany was led 21 points by Tyler Griffith tonight, the leading scorer. Jacoby Smith had 16, and your son texted me. He said Jacoby is a West transfer. I did not know that. So 16 points for him. Pretty good night for the West transfer. Tanner Tibbett, who fouled out after a slow start, finished with 12 points in the ball game. For the Warriors, 18 points from Isaac Johnson. He was the leading scorer. When he left, he finishes the leading scorer. He got those 2 technical fouls and was ejected. So 18 points, good night for Isaac Johnson out there on the floor tonight. Let's see here. Jacob McConnell had 16. Good night for the senior, playing his last home game here. Kendall Leppard, another senior, 13 points. Big points for him. 8 points for Ian Smith, who played a pretty solid game. Colson Shanks had 6, including that big 3 in the corner that almost sealed the deal down the stretch. It was a big when he got that point. It was part of that 5-0 run that the Warriors had there. C.J. Hargis had 5. All of them from the free throw line. 5 of 7 from the free throw line tonight. Let's see. Tyler Romeo, who also fouled out. He finishes with 3 points tonight. He made a bucket and 1 free throw on the evening. And 2 points for Josh Alley on the night also. And Tim Maddox, the other senior, did not score a point, but he did get some rebounds and some blocks out there tonight. So he was a force. And that's it. 71-62. Warriors.
The 71-62 final score is the Warriors win it tonight. 2 games left in the season. They'll be at Woodburn on Tuesday night. They beat Woodburn here in a close game, but they did beat Woodburn. Woodburn's been playing well. They played close contests against some very good teams in the league. They'll be on their home floor. That will be tough. And Silverton on Friday night, barring.
Yeah, well, that's about all you can say about that.
But Silverton is 12-0 on the season. No one has beaten them, and no one really has come close to them. They haven't made it close.
Yeah.
So to get the other victory, Kevin a couple of nights ago said to us, 2 more wins. We'll get 2 more wins. Now, we thought that had to be Corvallis and South because we got Corvallis here at home, and South we felt maybe might match up well against them. Well, they get the win against South. They didn't win against Corvallis. But to get those 2 wins that he promised in the last 4 games would have to be Tuesday night.
It would. And, you know, you have to think. There's a couple things that I think could be in the Warriors' favor. One, they did beat them already this year. They know that they beat them. Whether the standings say that or not, they know they played the game. It was a 1-point win. It was a great win, and they made the shots to win the game. The second thing is the confidence level for the Warriors. They just won another game here tonight. They're playing, it wasn't a perfect game tonight, but they did build a 20-point lead. They had to hang on at the end, but they still were up by 20 points, something that I know hasn't happened in conference in the longest time. So, I have to think that the Warriors have some confidence right now. That matched with the fact that they know they can beat this team already, I think they have a chance. They have a chance to win on Tuesday. I really believe. It's going to be tough. Like you said, Woodburn, something happened to Woodburn after that game here. Something flipped because they started playing a lot closer games. But, you never know.
I think we have really exhausted our need for timeouts tonight, but we'll see. If we need a timeout, we'll take a final timeout. Otherwise, we'll get our Research Mannequins player of the game. Do we need a timeout? If so, right now.
Albany Burgerville is now featuring the Ham Havarti Sandwich, all natural Diamond Ranch ham layered with melted Havarti cheese on a toasted hoagie roll and the chocolate hazelnut milkshake. Pick up an Albany Burgerville rewards card now. Cash for every $1 spent. Albany Burgerville, fresh, local, sustainable.
Willamette Community Bank is proud to support local high school sports, music, and scholastic programs. Hi, this is Kevin Thomas, Vice President with Willamette Community Bank. Be part of the team and get behind our schools and our future leaders, serving you with branches in Albany and Lebanon.
Willamette Community Bank, service like no other, we promise. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop, offering lunch and dinner, takeout, and catering too. Here's Bob.
Come down and visit us and try some of our hand-tossed pizzas, my friends. That's right, hand-tossed.
Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop, in the heart of Lebanon on Oak, between Main and 2nd.
1580 KGAL.
Well, back to wrap things up tonight here at Lebanon High School. The Warriors' 71-62 victory. This place was really packed this evening. And what's nice against the South, you always get a good group attending here from the South. I think one of the reasons is probably they feel the same way as we do in certain games, that this is one that they have a shot to win.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And like you said in the pregame, it is the closest to Lebanon, so I mean it's not really that far of a trek. And these teams have battled back and forth throughout the years. They've been entertaining games. Mostly South has dominated the series, but they've been battles. So I would agree that the South fans probably thought that if they were going to, and another thing is the rest of the schedule, because they have to play Silverton and West Albany next week. So they knew they probably weren't going to get another win this year if it wasn't here. So they put their eggs in this basket. I forgot about that.
That is a compelling point.
But they got a tough schedule.
This gym was really loaded tonight. Sometimes we will see the band, and the band sits at the far end of the gym from the entrance, but they take up a portion of the bleachers. Tonight, they would have had to be up here because the bleachers from side to side, from end to end, were pretty much filled. The other side, which incorporates, when I say the other side from us, near the scorer's table, incorporates the parents generally and visitors. That was just about filled. There were some spaces there, but the gym was really packed. It was noisy. It was vocal for both teams. It really made it a fun broadcast. These are the ones we love. Just like the team goes nuts. I know that I do too, because we suffer in a sense as broadcasters. We're not playing the game, but when you lose by 51 to West Albany or get battered by whatever was 40 plus to Silverton, it's tough because the game is over after a few minutes of the first quarter.
Well, I mean, we may not play the game, but we still have that emotional connection to the team that we cover. We want to see them succeed and play well, and it's just been tough, multiple years that they've been struggling. It's nice to see them finally put it together and get another win.
But the only reason that this is so exciting is because you do have those blowouts.
Right.
That's what really makes this enjoyable. Otherwise,
Kevin.
It would just be another game. I wonder if we could get him up here for a minute. I think he will. I think he will.
I think so.
I think he'll come up tonight.
He's smiling. He's got the jacket, though. The one that he threw. The famous throwing of the jacket.
He will come up, and we'll talk with Kevin Johnson for a minute. We have not had a chance to do that all season long, and we probably won't on the road next week. It's very difficult on the road to get anybody after the games. So we'll talk with Kevin here for a few minutes. But what makes it so sweet is when you lose and you lose, it makes a moment like this even better than Hey, Kevin. Congratulations. Grab the headphone.
All right, Ray. It's been a while since I've been up here.
All right, we'll both sit down for this.
I think I need to.
First of all, I'm shocked to see you without the suit coat. And when I saw the suit come off, I was aghast. I had never thought I would see that. And I thought for sure that you had picked up the technical at that moment. But Isaac did.
Yeah.
What did he do, may I ask?
Ray, I hate to say it, man. I've never, I've been around basketball for a long time. It's my 15th year as a head coach. I've never seen a kid get ejected on a hard foul. And the other part to that is that I just, we're going to protest it. We're going to do everything that we can. I think that most people that witness that probably saw something wrong with that.
Does that mean he cannot play against Woodburn?
That means as of right now, he is not eligible to play against Woodburn. And I don't think that's fair to him. A game that was that physical, a game with that many fouls, and we're ejecting a kid on contesting a layup, whether he's my son or not, Ray. That's any boy out there tonight. So.
But let me ask you: is he out automatically after an intentional foul?
No, he is not.
There were two technicals.
No, Well, here's what happened, Ray. He gave Isaac. He never told me. He signaled an intentional foul, then he walked over to me and said he's ejected. The 13's ejected. So then and that's when I kind of reacted to him.
So the ejection happened before even the coat came off.
Yes.
We thought from up here that it happened at that point, that Isaac was near you, that something happened then.
Right. And so then that's when he gave me a technical foul as well, which I warranted it. I needed it, But, I tell you, man, I'm stymied by that. But, I think that for me, that's difficult because I think often, here in Lebanon, man, when refs come here, they treat our kids any old way. They treat our coaches any old way. They treat our fans any old way. And it's time for that to stop. That's got to stop.
But wouldn't you say a game like this is awfully tough? There's so much physicality in this game.
Yes.
If you look away from the ball, you got people pushing for position under the basket. High school basketball invites that because I call it a Regis Philbin moment. It's out of control. And it is. There's a lot going on away from the ball, people pushing for position. Then you get people are angry if they're guarding the same person throughout the game. Right. It's tough to call this kind of a game. Would you want to be in that position?
Well, the thing that I will tell you, like Ray, I reffed for a number of years.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah. When we were in college, we couldn't have jobs, so we used to go out and we'd ref games. That's how we could make money. And one of the things that I took from reffing all those years is just be consistent. You know what I mean? And you don't have to be a jerk while you're reffing kids on the floor. You don't have to be. can you be in control? Yeah, I think you can be in control without being a jerk. And so, like I said, that's one of the things that I try to value with refs. And, it's amazing to me. I'm not a guy, Ray, that blames refs when we lose. It's not my style. I don't make comments like that in the paper or anything. But what was just peculiar tonight to watch that escalate from nobody knowing what a call was to an ejection. I mean, that's going to the state. I can assure you that.
You, I think, have done a good job. We watch you on the sidelines sometimes.
I had a little energy tonight. I'm sorry if I got a little bit animated.
I think you're very much in control. Your energy is not anger. Your energy is usually exhorting your team.
Trying. We're willing, man. We're trying to exhort that will.
That's why I say I was shocked. I almost left the gym when your coat came off. I thought I'd never see that. But we like your style. We've seen that, and I know that you go to practices for the youngest kids in Lebanon when you can.
Oh yeah. I try to get around. I mean, it's a program, and we're trying to be pragmatic. Especially, I think with our town, if we're going to really seriously get good at this, Ray, then we've got to be pragmatic because we don't have the kid that say West Albany will move in, or the Corvallises, or the Portland area kids. Ray, we don't. That's a different culture, man. And so they have a lot of transient people that will come in and out, and a lot of times, like Corvallis, if I have a college coach that moves into the college, he'll bring his son with him or his daughter, right?
Joe Casey playing now for Crescent Valley as a freshman.
There you go. I mean, and that's a good example, and so that's an advantage that we don't have.
So you've started, it's not the Hitler movement, but it's the Johnson movement, right from the youngest to get them interested, to know you, to have the style of basketball all the way down the same. But I understand there's also a possibility. I know your home is Oklahoma. Your old Oklahoma. There's always that pull. So I will ask you here, is there anything in the works to take you back to Oklahoma next year?
Ray, you put me on the spot.
There might be because you're hesitating.
Well, let's just, I tell everybody, man, let's get through this season and, let's see where the administration is at as well and where they want to go. And, like Ray, people have to realize, man, 10 wins isn't what we're looking for. We're looking to get to the state tournament. And, as crazy as that may sound, even in our little town who's had a pretty rough go for 20 years probably. Yeah. Ray, it's kind of like I tell people, look, 13, 14 wins, people would be pretty ecstatic about that. They'd say, hey, boy, blah, 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 because the win column would look great. But the reality is, Ray, when you're a competitor and you want to win a championship or get your kids to a championship mentality or to that part of a program, then 14 wins is a laugh. That's not good enough. And so, Ray, as a competitor and as a coach, and, I'm wanting to get to the state tournament again. And so, like I said, but it also it can't just be me. It's got to be the kids in the program. It's got to be the parents in the program. It's got to be the people wanting to support that as well. And, 3 years into this, I think we're at a pivotal point. We either decide that that's what we're committed to or we go back to what we had before. And so that's kind of where I'm at.
So is the answer to the question, and you're looking for support from the administration? You don't have to say what that is, but in some way?
I don't want to necessarily say that, Ray, but I do know this much. I've had a pretty good go of support since I've been here. But, Ray, it's time to take that next step to where we're going with this.
What would that be, Kevin?
I think, like, some of the things that we've got to look at is probably update, maybe updating some of the things that are around us. And, perhaps, like I said, some of the other things that I would look at is getting our youth programs, like Ray, under control, getting them where we feel comfortable with them as coaches and what we're going to produce out of those elements. The Boys and Girls Club, Ray, I think does a good job. But, I will tell you, if I was to tell you that the Boys and Girls Club is going to help, is going to be my designing factor to develop a championship program, I don't think that's going on anywhere in the country.
So you'd rather see it within the schools?
Yes.
Back within the school?
Yeah, I think that the school does need to take a little more ownership into it, Ray, because it's the feeder system to what this system will be. Mm-hmm. And whether it's, like I said, and a lot of people aren't going to like this idea, but whether it's basketball, football, baseball, the reality is that most of our kids, the greatest time in their career is going to be at this high school. So we want to make sure that we're preparing them and giving them every opportunity, whether they can afford it or not, Ray, to be good here while they're at this high school. And so, like I said, unfortunately, socioeconomically, I believe that we struggle a little bit in our community. And so, like Ray, I think sometimes, man, a lot of our kids, hey, they get left behind because they can't afford it. Ray, and so like as a head coach, and my staff and other head coaches, they're probably doing everything they can just to make sure that people can just be a part of what we're trying to do. And that's what I'm talking about. That's difficult, Ray, to constantly do that because you're expending so much energy to make sure that everybody can be involved.
I agree with that. I was surprised when they went to the Boys and Girls Club, and I thought that was a step back. If you're not playing within your school, some kids might not go out because they don't want to go to the Boys and Girls Club, but they would play at their elementary school.
Yes, they would.
Their middle school, whatever
yes,
that
they
might
would.
Be.
That, Ray, and that's that championship thing I'm talking about. I always tell everybody, look, man, I don't know all the roads to success, but I've been to 4 other places, and we've been pretty successful. And there are some things that we did there that made us successful, and that's what I'm kind of getting. That's what I'm alluring to as far as saying, look, we're at a pivotal point. Where are we going? If the magnitude of winning and losing up here is what they've done in the last, what we've done basically in the last 22 years, then we need to continue that model, Ray. But what has it produced? That's what we have to really look at.
Yeah.
And like Ray, and in a small town like ours, again, in a small town like ours, you're only dealt with so many kids, and everybody has to use those good athletes, and we want our kids to multi-sport. And so in saying that, Ray, I think that we need to try to do as much as we can to make sure that we develop our kids within our system. And so, for me in basketball, I'm not going to get probably the 6'10" move in. I'm not going to get the foreign exchange students. But what I am going to get is a bunch of hard-nosed kids that will work hard. And if we can catch them when they're young enough and develop them, Ray, then they're going to know what system they're in. They're going to know what high school they want to play for, and they're going to do everything they can as players to make the commitment to the program.
I would say this: if they're not hard-nosed when they come in, they will be with you.
Well,
I love the energy. I mean, we've liked that from the beginning.
Well, Ray, it's kind of one of those deals, man. They're high school kids. You got to love them. They drive you nuts at times. They make dumb decisions. But, the reality is that we want what's best for them, and we want to give them every tool, and we want to equip them in every way we possibly can to give them a chance at success. Ray, look at the atmosphere tonight. Look at the kids. Look at the smiles on their faces. And look how hard fought of a battle it was. There's more blood on my uniforms in there, Ray, than I've ever seen. So,
but I've said this before. I know you won't like this. The only thing that makes this victory so sweet is the fact that you lose. It's like a Super Bowl. If you won all the time, a game like tonight would be.
I know.
So what? We got another win.
But Ray, here's something though in regards to that. Look, what about when we do start winning like that all the time, and that's just another game?
It'll be boring.
I want to get there, Ray.
I would like to be bored as well. Listen, thank you, Kevin. It was great to talk to you. I love that energy. Tonight, the only thing to remain in my mind is 71-62. I will try to forget the moment of seeing you throw your coat off.
Well, my assistant coach, he told me after the game that it hit him and he wasn't happy with me, so I'll apologize to him in public. How's that? Ray, thank you, man. You guys are wonderful.
Great to see you.
Scotty?
Thank you very much for the time, Kevin. Appreciate it. Congratulations. Go home happy. And give our regards to Isaac, who will be our player of the game tonight. Our research mannequins, with the research and development of mannequins from right here in Lebanon, Isaac Johnson has to be with the 18 points. But you have to give some kudos to Colson Shanks for that three-point shot when South was within 5. That was just huge. Had he missed that shot, had the ball gone to South, and they could have gotten beyond a 5-point Warrior lead, that would have been big. So for that moment, Kendall Leopard for the battle he put up, and Ian Smith for the battle he put up tonight. We were just talking about how physical the game was. Away from our broadcast for the battle that Ian Smith put up to get position, stay in the game, not commit that many fouls. He did not foul out. In fact, I would elevate him along with Isaac Johnson as player of the game.
I would agree. I definitely would agree. You really have to give it to a lot of people tonight. It was senior night. Kendall Leopard had a great game, Jacob McConnell, but there was something special about Isaac tonight. He had 18 points, and he didn't even play a whole game. So, I mean, I would agree with that. And yes. I want to say something here. I've been keeping track. So, you kind of put Kevin on the spot there. I know not sure what the reaction is going to be, but I have to spit some numbers here. The Warriors have 10 wins in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
They had 12 from 2006 to 2011.
Interesting.
I mean, it's changing, Ray. It's changing. I'm a firm believer that if he stays, it's going to we're going to get to the next step. It's just,
and you look at the starters as a sophomore.
Yeah, exactly.
And, Ian Smith tonight, Isaac Johnson, a freshman starts. C.J. Hargis is a junior. He'll be back next year as well. And we've got some talent. Skylar Garber, who comes in, we're both very impressed with him. He plays occasionally from the JV team.
And Chad Nissen, who didn't even play tonight.
Who wasn't here tonight. That's right. He should be one of the first ones you mentioned. He's come on and done a really nice job as a sophomore.
And he's starting. He came to the starting rotation. So, I mean, it's bright. I just hope he's here for the long haul. I really do.
Scott, thank you. We're a little bit later than I thought this evening.
I got nothing else to do right now. It's great.
And I hope the Lebanon people find that interesting. We've never had Kevin Johnson on for that long before. And I hope you find that of interest to stay with us tonight. Thank you, Chris Adams, back at the station. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Ray.
And thank you for joining us tonight. Next Tuesday night from Woodburn, 7 o'clock from up there in Woodburn. It's always interesting. We get to see it sit at the scorer's table there. And right next to the bench. If something happened like tonight, the Suitco came flying, it might hit us.
That's true, it could. And I'm closest to him, so I better watch out there.
And we'll see you for the morning update. Mornings from 5:30 to 9 o'clock joins Scott Workhoven, and not Scott, Mark Workhoven and me. Trying to hurry as much as I can for the news, the sports, and more stuff each morning here on KGAL. Final score tonight. The Warriors, who led by 16 after 1, 18 after 2. What was the lead after 3?
It was 11.
Down to 11. They win it by 9. Final score, Warriors 71, South 62. Have a good weekend.
Thanks for listening to tonight's broadcast of Lebanon High School Sports on 1580 KGAL. Warriors basketball has been brought to you by Economy Supply Building Center, Mama's Fine Italian, City and Suburban Electric, Lassen RV, Doug Phillips of Edward Jones, Power Honda, Stavros Auto Services, Ixtapa Mexican Restaurant, Linco Federal Credit Union, Burgerville, Crabtree Automotive, Walmart, H&R Block, Lynn Lanes, Willamette Community Bank, Les Schwab Tires of Lebanon, Bing's Kitchen, Like New Appliance, Lynn Benton Tractor, Wilson Motors, and by Canega Tire Factory. Listen throughout the season for more exciting Warriors basketball action. This broadcast is exclusive property of Eads Broadcasting, News Talk 1580 KGAL, and Radio Scott Productions. U.S. copyright law protects this broadcast. Duplication or rebroadcast of any portion of this program is strictly prohibited without prior written consent. We now join our regular programming.
Less hype, just quality news, sports, and smart talk from your friends at 1580 KGAL.